Hey everyone, and welcome back to episode 16 of Edge of Legend. A lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to talk about. Really quick, first, let's do an introduction to everyone here. Before we do, you might notice that Sidney is not here. Sidney's busy with some life stuff, but don't worry. Sidney will be here next week, September 30th. And then we'll get to see her a little bit in the Halloween games because she's awesome and kicking butt, doing a bunch of job stuff. Anyway, moving right along. Let's do some introductions. Michael Powell, tell them who you are, who you play, and what your pronouns are.
Hi, everybody. I'm Michael Powell, and I play the human investigator, Rufa. And my pronouns are he, him, they, and them.
Awesome. Ian, tell us who you are, who you play, and what your pronouns are.
Hey there, my name's Ian. I play Woodward, the gnome druid, and our pronouns collectively are he, him, they, them.
Very, very nice. And Kylie, please tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what your pronouns are.
Ian.
I tried.
We're doing the fusion dance? Good luck doing that backwards.
No.
Hi, I'm Kylie. I also go by Kai. I play Shionibus, the Elven Ranger, and we go by she, her.
Awesome. Very awesome. My name is PJ. I am the GM, and I will be, my pronouns are he, him, and I'll be playing everything in between for the show. Before we get into the quick recap, before we get into the show, there is a vote. That's right. If you check our Twitch page and scroll around, you'll find that there is a vote for the upcoming Halloween series of one-shots. The entire month of October, we're going to be doing some spooky cosmic horror stuff. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get dark. And it might get a little violent and a little gross. So if you want to see and have a nice spooky Halloween, let us help kick that off. And also help our friend Ian to figure out what he's going to play. There's 4 options in the voting. There should be the Kobold Ranger, the Kobold Sorcerer, the Kobold Paladin, and the Kobold Alchemist. You can vote, and the one that has the highest vote is the one we're going to strong-arm Ian into playing, even though he wants to play all of them and can't decide. So,
yeah, I don't feel like making decisions.
Yeah, we just let him play all of it at once.
I just want to see him play Felix Chance.
That's a
Is
good.
that not an option anymore?
I keep
That would be
hearing
awesome.
that.
I do like the idea of having a pack of kobolds though.
Oh,
I just have one of all of them.
PJ, really quick. Brief Psyche is saying that the Twitch poll says that there's nothing to vote on right now.
Yeah, that's weird. I thought I fixed that before we went live. It's okay. I will fix it in
My
just a
master
bit.
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, foiled so easily.
Okay,
I'm gonna have to decide. Make
start the
decisions.
game.
So what was that?
Can I say one thing before we start the game?
Oh, of course.
Hey, Chonibus, Mom's not here.
No. Yeah.
I'm in charge. I'm the oldest. I'm in charge.
Oh yeah, that's we found that out, guys. Without Sidney here, this group has no moral compass. And we're starting off this entire thing, so it's just the ramifications of tonight could affect us forever. Not a big deal at all.
I mean,
But it's fine.
Woodward's gonna have to pull double duty with Rufa and Chonibus now.
Yeah, but if Woodward doesn't feel like doing it, I think he's just going to go straight to the hooch, and he'll just hand you guys over to Zashmaru.
You're going straight to the bottle.
Yeah,
Right,
straight
Dad.
to the bottle.
Straight to the bottle.
Yeah.
Dude, I
Ooh,
feel
that's
that.
a good point, Keywork. We don't have anyone to heal us either.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Wait. You're Druid.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Reap Psyche. I have gone back and fixed it there. I'm looking at it, so hopefully there should be the poll in the chat now, or on the Twitch page. So please go ahead and vote for which character Ian should play, and he's going to play it no matter what. And that being said, now that we've made jokes that Mom is gone and Chonibus is probably going to burn down most of Alphon, and Woodward's going to get drunk in public, and Rufa's going to, collect more weirdly litigious coupons for world politics. Yeah, I don't know. Let's do a quick recap of what happened in episode 15. If you were there, then what you saw was this, and if you weren't, well, what you missed was this. Basically, there was a giant senatorial hearing that our heroes have been working to create for the past handful of games. And in doing so, they had to prove to Senate that the war was real, that it was an oncoming threat, that the orcs in question were going to be bad, and then how to go from there. After some amazing checks and just winning the game of rolls by one roll, they were able to convince Senate that the war was coming, that it was real. The specific groups of orcs and goblins that were attacking them, as such, the Black Spear tribe, the Red Rock tribe, the Bloodthink goblins, and the Nashybite goblins, were actually attacking and going to be a threat. When given the opportunity to either, basically the three-path split of protecting the most senior senator and prized political politician, to protect her on a journey north, they said, no dice, but here's your strange son and his militia for hire. So because you were able to get that to happen, you've unlocked a secret one-shot that will happen down the road where our heroes will play as members of Ulfgard Company and have to sit through an awkward long conversation as mother and son reconcile heading back to the north. But what choice did they choose? Well, I'm glad you asked. So between uniting all of Adolfon's military with the Knights and Atari, they decided instead to be the tip of the spear, to go out into the world, to learn more about the war and save the world with that knowledge. But now we open up the scene to a little tavern room in the middle of Adolfon Public House number 1, where our heroes, with all the maps of Adolfon and the known world, begin their plan to save the world. So let's start that scene right away.
Well, if we're about to plan over our entire thing, I think we should do the responsible thing and start with a drink.
Way ahead of you.
So
Signal someone at the door, because I assume there's several people in this room, or is it just us?
Well, we already have drinks because we already have the buns already all assorted on the side table in this conference room.
Are you telling me we have enough drinks? You can never have enough
Yeah,
drinks. We're
that's
starting war.
We're starting again. Round 1 is pregame. Round 2 is where we actually start. So beers around us. Beers
Yes.
around for all of us.
All right. In the room, of course, is you three, your big beefy boyfriend, Morel. Do you have anyone else in the room? I forgot, was Zashmaru invited for this?
It would be will be considered officers of the dogs.
Mm-hmm. Well, besides Big Brother number 1, the only other officer is Big Brother number 2, and you're looking at Woodward right in the face.
Coo.
Mush is here, just to be clear.
Yes. Honorary brother number 3.
Yeah.
Is
Top 3, all in one room.
Oh, Rufa also orders a bottle of wine to go with that beer because he's that guy.
Okay. Really fast, Kylie. What were you going to say?
Should we have, oh my gosh, what's her name? Belladon with us?
Oh, Magistrate Bellina. You absolutely can. If you wish to ask for her to arrive, she will be sent pretty quickly, actually.
Yeah.
Should we also have?
Yeah, of course. She's the only one qualified.
Hey, I'm qualified.
What was that, Michael?
Should we also have Master Dominus too?
You're trying to a bottle of wine to the table, and now you want Master Dominus to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Another rendezvous.
You want 11 a.m. rendezvous. Who doesn't like an afternoon rendezvous?
It's brunch.
It's brunch. Yeah.
It's a brunchy do.
It's probably best for both of them to be here because honestly, if we can decide on a way to move forward and they both agree on it, it's only going to maintain peace within the city.
Yeah, and technically they're kind of our sponsors.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Can I have someone send for Larian?
Yes, you may. Okay, so let's do this. I'm taking down a quick rundown of all the little iconic celebrity NPCs that are there. We have Morel. We will not be having Zashmaru. Is that correct?
Zashmaru. No, Woodward would invite him.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm hearing, and Dominus, and Zashmaru. So what I'm hearing is that PJ is going to be doing many different character voices.
I was about to say.
myself.
You see how this works, chat? Now we've turned the tables. Now he has to role play.
Oh, like I'm not only a role. Anyway, okay. So right now the list of characters is Morel, Magistra Bellina, Dominus, Zeshmaru, Larry, and Voss. Do you want to invite any other NPCs to this show, including Marinle Logorunan? Because sometimes a 12-year-old girl wants to talk about bombs and war.
That's not. I mean, if she or Isuo should have
about that.
I would be okay with Isuo. I'm not sure if we want to bring a child to a war meeting.
Yeah.
That child saved us from the war we almost got into.
Still a child.
I mean, she's also, if anything, she's cute. She's RQ at this point to our James Bond.
Yeah.
So, Isuo, yes or no?
I think so.
I think we might be making some really dicey decisions, so maybe not Isuo at this point.
Okay, not Isuo.
Dicey decisions, great.
Because
off to a great
like I said,
start.
Mom's not here.
Yeah, we're already drinking. Mom's not here, and dicey decisions at a war table.
Yep.
You don't need Isuru to be pissed off at us.
Yeah.
Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to fast forward and say that all these people, as well as you, are in the war room. You have multiple maps spread out. Some are being held down by cups filled with wine, beer, hooch. Some of the bun plates are keeping other maps in place. You have from your friends at the Cultus Bellum, aka Magistra Bellina, you have different war tokens to represent powers, entities, movements, etc. You have in front of you a very low-key, gritty version of Risk scrolled out on a bar table.
Point of order.
Yes.
Did anyone bring one of those cool little sticks that pushes the pieces around on the table?
I'm
Probably
sure
not.
Bellina. I feel like she would just have it. Like
if I ever got a war, I'll make a war table in my house one day. Why not? I'm gonna get one of those sticks because that's the best part. Pushing the little armies around. Anyway,
use it for chess instead.
Sorry.
Yeah,
that's true.
anyway.
All right. So you have this whole place mapped out. Magistra Bellina starts talking, and she says, the first thing you have to understand is that you are dead center, landlocked between two land masses, a bunch of territory that is outside the Empire, the frozen north, the unexplored south, and a bunch of territories that are neutral around the southeast and southwest. You also have the massive chasm of water to your right, which will lead you to everything from Acadia to Faramis to New Jack City, but be careful you don't run into the Academy in the middle of the ocean. You also have a bunch of territories to the north that we have refused to go to. We believe that is none of our business. Quite frankly, we don't have the resources to look into that. If you go too far east, you will fall into the Great Divide. We cannot promise your safety in that. No one has gone to the Great Divide in over 2,000 years for a reason. The far south, of course, you have the Triumvirate, Tezuku, you have Mykanan, and you have Nubia. Although travel and access to the Triumvirate is a little dangerous. You're going to have to get permission to enter the entire continent before they'll allow you in. If you want to go past the southern shelf and go to Azmakan, you can. However, that's a long travel. And as it stands, probably not a tactical advantage place for you to go. The world is yours, and for all we know, at war. We have no idea what's happening beyond what you've told us, and those two giant orcs that you mentioned that were buried in the ground, my scouts have reported, are missing. And probably almost all of Ulfgard Keep, their Ulfgard company that was keeping them alive, or keeping them safe. So I guess the question is, do you have any questions? And where in the gods and all the hells do we send you first?
Rufa raises his hand. I have two questions. First question, what are the locations that you would deem most strategic if you were on the other side of this war?
If I had to invade a foreign empire, there's no way I would start in the dead center. I would amass territories for safekeeping and shoring up defenses. I would attack in skirmishes on the outreaches and then slowly work my way in. If I had the numbers or any form of superiority, I would attack multiple places at once to divert attention and thereby weakening my forces on the line. As it stands, we've been told about a central threat that's coming to our capital directly. So either A, that is their point of entry once they've broken through our outer territories, or B, they're already in our outer territories. Now, we don't know.
Well, we do know about Cobbledale. They've already been there and they've already taken that. I mean, here's the thing. I'm real worried about this because our last, how'd you put it? Information. The last thing we know is weeks old at this point. Days old. It's depending on how far you go back. We're not entirely too sure what's happening outside the walls.
True. First, most important thing in this stage of a war would be to gather information. Rufa would suggest perhaps sending out some scouts to survey the outlying lands and report back on where their forces are amassing.
Aren't we the scouts, technically?
Yes, but we're a special kind of scout. We're the scouts who, once we get the information, we will strike at certain points.
Well, I can tell you right now, I can grant you access to Nubia and surrounding countries.
Wait, a whole country?
Whole country. I know some people. I can call in a favor. They owe me one anyway. So don't worry about those. I can easily get that figured out. Maybe convince us going to the north, but that's a little more dicier.
Well,
Oh, sorry. Continue, please.
Wait, do we need to head north? I mean, isn't the Senator Ice Queen? I'm not too sure what her real name is. I feel bad. She's headed up north, ain't she?
Yeah, but shouldn't we, before she walks into death, shouldn't we maybe go and check before? I know you're not a fan of her.
No, that's Voss's deal. If he's going out there, he might as well check first, right? I mean, I would put them first on our scout. If I had to send anyone out, they're the only ones getting anything done around here. But they're all headed north, which is good. I mean, I don't want anything to happen to the senator, but overall, if they're on her side or like escorting her, then I think she's good. They'll probably be able to look out north better than the rest of us would.
But shouldn't you check the surrounding seas instead of going specifically up north? What if they split? I don't know anymore.
When you mention about the Ice Queen and going north, you hear kind of the saltiest, most derisive chuckle come from Larry and Voss. And when you call her the Ice Queen, he corrects you and he says, bitch, as in that's her name, because he's not a fan of his mom. But he also comes forward and says, if me and my people are to take her to the far north, then you best be assured anything that tries to kill us will kill first. So if there's any orc threat up there, we're probably going to annihilate it. Also, from Mother's constant prattlings, the White Steppe tribe has not been allied with the rest of the orcs. If we get deep into northern territory, we'll just be killing regular bastard orcs and not these bastard orcs.
PJ, really quick, I was wondering if I could ask you to use your fantastic map making skills for a little something. I just want to know, according to Adalot Farm Prime, which we're at right now, what is the outlying area like?
Sure. Okay. So when he says my amazing map making skills, you have to believe I am like the Da Vinci of maps. I'm the Picasso of maps, really. I'm more like the impression of a map and not like it's not really, I suck at maps. Let's just
You've
put that.
got 30 people waiting on you for this, PJ. I don't want the
Oh,
pressure
don't
to be
It
put
on.
better
that-
be great. It better be great.
Don't
be
put
amazing.
don't put that juju on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't put that juju on me, Ricky Bobby.
And
I don't
Rufa
mind
is
being
actually
Ricky Bobby.
looking at the map, and he places, I want to say, four to six little tokens around what Adelphron Prime would be. And it's like the shape of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, no, 5 actually. So it'd be a pentagon, I guess. Shape.
So I'll give you the exact shape in. Well, I'm only limited to how much paper I have, but I'll give you the exact shape in just a second. Yeah, let's keep that. So
Here, we'll raise money and just get PJ giant pieces of paper so we can spend more time on stream just filling everything in whenever we need it.
one of these days, because I know someone who's really talented at it, I'm gonna actually just make a world map and then like smaller maps for like smaller territories.
Get a big whiteboard behind PJ. You can do the whole Charlie thing.
Yeah, listen, this is what you got right now, and this is Acadia. Sound more like a high pitched Rick and Morty. Never mind. Okay, so this map that I'm pulling out of my butt. I mean, it's a general idea I had in mind, but now I actually have to draw it out loud. It's like, no, I'm not ready.
The longer you take, the more people are going to come into this chat,
Yeah.
PJ.
Don't
We're all
threaten
looking
me
at
with a
you
good
now,
time.
buddy.
Don't.
Rufa has the little tokens kind of arranged around Adelphron Prime, and then he's using the stick now. This is Rufa's suggestion. We have a 4 to 5 number scouting party. Each member of the scouting party, 4 to 5 members. And we sent them out in each direction. I would say maybe Rufa say maybe 3 days out, then 3 days return. They come back with any information of direction of amassing armies or the such.
Okay.
We go everything from each direction.
All right. Are you ready for this
Yes.
transplendent map? Okay. Here it comes. You're welcome. I'm gracing you with the gift that all of the gods have given me. Here's your map. So you can actually see it. So you are here in Adelphon Prime, aka the territory of Adelphon within Adelphon Empire. You also have Asher and Gots below. You have Methune in the central area. You have the smaller territory of Doff next to it. You have the slightly larger territory of Lelaine next to it. You have Triac, that's kind of long, coasty looking. It's not actually a coast, but it kind of looks like Chile a little bit. And up here you have Emery, where you started your mission off at Cobbledale.
So I would guess Rufa's basically pointing out the tokens. One token will go north. That's how I'm looking at it. North, south, east, west. So basically one up, then one this way, and then one down and one down. And maybe a 6th one just directly down. Would that be possible?
So you can place your tokens wherever you want to. However, I like to say that, it's my phrase of the month. Everyone, well, at least Dominus and Belena, remind you that you are acting alone as a commando unit. You are not in charge or possessing any resources beyond you, yourselves, and your grace. So you could be like, I want troops here, troops here, troops here, troop here. And Adelphon will look you dead in the eye and go, no. They're preparing for a battle of 5 armies surrounding them on all sides. They're not going to let you have resources to go and do stuff. But they have said now that no matter where you go and what you do, you have this wonderful paper from Adelphon saying that you are a diplomat. Basically, if you're like causing misadventure and stupid things once or twice, you can at least, for small things, you can get away with it. But if you're like, I killed the king of Acadia, which that's a stupid idea, don't do that. It would really help you out. It just caused a war.
That look
Another
from
war.
Kylie. I'm worried now.
No.
Don't worry.
So I think seeing all this, Woodward chimes in. So if Cobbledale is anything to be expected of what they're trying to do, should we head to the smaller territories first? Maybe going through one of the bigger ones, warning them, and then heading to a small one, hopefully with some backup, so they know to get moving. Because we could use those bigger territories to send out messages in all the directions, get that word out, and keep it moving.
You hear there's a bit of a weird, awkward tension with Bellina and Dominus. Bellina says the small territories are probably the best. Doff is easy to get through. They probably would love to listen to you. And the Dominus kicks in. Yes, however, I'm sure you've heard about the recent militaristic actions that have taken place within our own nation. The civil war that we had, again, is still rather fresh, and most of it took place in Asher and Gotz, two of the largest land masses in our territories. It's not hard for a lot of the larger territories to bully some of the small ones. So if you are going to worry about Asher and Gotz, you may not want to bring your Acadian friend, as the Acadians were the ones that incited that civil war. Methuen has been relatively neutral this entire time. I've heard nothing about Lelaine or Triac. I have no idea what's happening in those territories. They don't respond to our missives.
Hey, Mush. You know where civil wars don't happen? Oh shoot, you're right, buddy. The woods. The woods. They don't have. Why are you doing this? You're causing so many problems for us. We're trying to send out people to save other people. And the war, Rufa, just whatever your plan is, we'll go with it at this point. I mean, if they've already screwed it up in SARS, Dipla,
Rufa is
with
just kind
talking
of has
people
his,
goes, it's just not worth it.
Rufa just kind of has his hand kind of on his temple, saying, "Hiya."
You guys act like this is your first war you've been in. Oh, this is the first war you've been in.
Going to war. Honestly, we are going to war blind at this point. From what we know, we are going to this blind.
Shionovus, this ain't just my first war. I just learned where Adelphon was. Okay? This is all new to me. I'm not gonna lie. I left for reasons. This is one of them.
Rufa suggest once the water arrives, one of the best strategic actions you could do would be to attack your enemy's resources, attack their supply lines, cripple their supply lines. Once you take away the supply lines, you starve them out.
Yeah, we cut supply lines, we steal contraband, we pick and choose our battles, you know?
Yeah.
Magistra Bellina kind of slowly leans to the table and she drinks this large thing of ale and she says, that would be a tactic to consider once you leave and tell us where they are. As it stands right now, the information you gave us proves that they're trying to attack us. We don't know if they're already poised and ready to strike or if they are moving into position. Now, I suggested it makes most sense if I was in a massive army trying to invade an empire to start in the small territories and slowly move my way in once I have a basis of strength. But what we need to figure out right now, more than anything else, is where we're going to send you lot.
Rufa, where's that map you had of their battle plan? Let's figure out where the biggest camp the orcs had outside of this place is. Head there first, see if it's still there. That's going to tell us if they're moving in or not. And then we head to the smallest territory near that place.
Rufa takes out the map the copy of the map he has that's translated. And so, PJ, can you let us know what's on the map?
Yes, absolutely. So, Second, sorry. I think I might have accidentally refreshed the poll and lost the previous vote. So if you haven't already voted yet, go do it. And if you have, I'm sorry, do it again. So yeah, you're looking at the big map the orcs have made, yes?
Mhm.
All right.
The translated one.
Yeah. So you see that around Adelphon, you have 5 positions of where units and armies are supposed to be stationed for the attack. You see a bunch of nations that have been attacked. You see a bunch of tribes that have a bunch of circle marks on it, like, to-do list almost. The thing about this is it shows intent and it shows movements. You're not quite sure, though, if this map shows land taken. Remember, you got this from a war table in a quarry in Emery. So it's totally possible this was the to-do list for the invading forces in Cobbledale.
Was this the map that has the X's on it of, okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, but it would still, even if it is a to-do list, and say, if this map is a to-do list, we could still head to one of these bigger points that they planned on taking anyway, because that'll tell us how far down the list they already came. I mean, just because they got it in a quarry doesn't mean, like, it could mean that all the other orc armies got this map too, with the same list. If they're just as organized as they threaten they are.
Now, here's the thing. This is the GM talking. Here's your options as you know them and may not know them. You could go to the north. Now, obviously, the senator is going with Larian and Ulfgard, and that's going to be heckin' awkward. But if you go from the coast around Embry and swing wide, you'll land into a different territory entirely in the north. You also know that towards the south, you have the multiple areas of the Adelphon territories that I've already mentioned: Asher, Goats, Methune, Treolic, Doff, Lilane, and Emery. You can go there. You can do whatever you want there. You can also go to the southeast, where there is a bunch of neutral territories that exist on the same continent that are not a part of the Adelphon Empire. You have been told, though, if you go further south and can somehow break through the horrendous coastal reef, you can make it to Osmicon, which not a lot of people have gone to because the coastal reef is really harsh. You also have the entire other half of the planet and a lot of territories that have not been seen further north. So you have options. Now, my recommendation is, instead of trying to figure out how to best mobilize this massive army that you don't have, and worry about this game of Risk that you probably won't be able to play right now, what's the one choice that 5 to 6 people can make right now to start this adventure off, to learn what they can and save the world?
Lufa kind of scratches his chin. Lufa suggests perhaps we go either to the other Adelphon territories or the neutral areas.
Question for the GM.
No,
Oh, sorry, Ian. Do you want to go
Go
ahead,
for it.
Ian?
Go.
Okay. What is the closest on the map to us? What is the closest country, city, state, whatever it may be, that has a circle on it?
Okay. So you see, of course, there's one circle to the far north, and you also see 2 small circles around the central and southwest part of Adelphon, just outside the Adelphon territories, and one kind of question mark along the boundary line.
Cool. I know what that question mark is. I think I know what that question mark is.
All right.
As a player, as Michael, I'm going to suggest my vote kind of goes towards the 2 smaller circles, so we could kind of knock two out once, perhaps.
Okay.
And then that'll be a hop skip away from the question mark.
Let me actually draw this map so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, because I want to make sure that you know, because I'm not doing the best job of relaying this information. Okay, so let's just assume that this map is actually bigger than a small page in a notebook. The question mark is just around the actual boundary line of the empire, somewhere around Methune, probably closer to Dolph. As you go further south, you have the circle in the south central, and this is the east. Sorry, it's probably flipped. The southeast coastline of the continent that Adelphon is on.
Oh, okay. Then probably question mark and then to the two circles. That's my vote.
Second question.
Okay,
Is
so
the
we have-
question mark close to Tezuku?
Oh, no, this question mark is near Adelphon. Oh, are you
Okay.
asking, is there a question mark near Tezuku?
Yes.
There is a giant question mark in the center of the triumvirate, the three major nations of that continent. So big old
Okay.
fat question mark.
Cool. Cool. Okay. Carry on.
All right.
Yeah, I think we head south. We head south to one of the bigger territories to the south to start spreading word, and then hit those lines to figure out what that question mark means. If that's the closest point, but I think we need to use the messengers and the couriers from these bigger territories to start spreading the word as quick as possible.
Rufa kind of looks at the map and then over at Dominus and Bellona goes, I know we are not going to be getting much help troop-wise, but perhaps maybe some supplies at least? Even?
So you're talking to Magister Bellina, Master Dominus,
Yeah.
and is that it, or was that a third name?
Just those two.
And you want supplies. Magister Bellina says that she now has to prepare an entire self-defense, an isolated defense of every military in her church, everyone in the guard, and then devise a plan and a strategy for if the Knight Senatari or the Senatari Adarati are able to actually bring their military back in time. She can't give any supplies away.
So not even a wagon and a horse and some food. We can't even get that.
Dominus says that's where he comes in. He is probably able through his party to create a small stipend for a wagon, camp materials, and limited rations for the road.
Oh, and something to pull said wagon, please.
He chuckles. He goes, "Of course. What will you do? Strap it to the gnome? No offense, Woodward. You're a strapping young lad, but I don't think you can pull all your associates."
I mean, just give me like a little credit here. I could get one of them in a wagon. And you know what? I'm not making this argument. Let's get going.
Okay. So to confirm, because that sounds like we decided, we are going to the question mark around the edge of the country, or the edge of the empire.
Yeah.
Yes.
With wagon and supplies.
Wagon and supplies, which after a few hours, they do arrive. So it's about lunchtime. It'd be 1 p.m.
Mhm.
Now, really fast, which territory are you going to be moving through to reach the
Okay.
end of the
Where are we
empire?
again?
You are
Give me the-
Can you make a little star where we are?
Oh, yeah. 1 second. I'll make a light star. Boop, 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 boop. Hold on.
So if we get that star, we become invincible, right?
We become gods, right?
No,
Only
you
for
have
30
too much. Have too much. Okay, so you, I don't know if you can see this. You are right here.
Let's just go down to the tiny one.
To Dolph?
Yeah, because if we warn Dolph, they can warn their neighbors to the right and the left.
Yeah.
But larger countries don't really care about the smaller ones. So when someone comes out and be like, "Yo, we got a thing," they're like, "We don't care. That's
What's
your
the
problem."
relationship to Dolph and the surrounding countries?
They're
You
neutral.
know?
They're one of the
Oh, are
neutral.
they
No, I'm
territories.
thinking, like, do they hate each other or are they okay? Or
I figure we picked the small one because they're nicer to us.
Dominus will tell you the state of affairs. Asher and Gots are brother territories. They love each other. Many times when one territory says we're going to have a civil war to secede. The other one's like, hell yeah. And then when one's like, we should stop doing that. The other one's like, also hell yeah. He also informs you that Dolph is just kind of like a long time ago, they were a pretty decent sized tribe, and then they were added to the fold. They've kind of been very quiet and neutral, same as Emery. Track is they're not prone to politics, but they are prone to kind of being stubborn when it comes to the greater conversation. Methune, Methune has a problem with a little bit of everyone, but they are very much lockstep with Alphon Prime. And Lelaine likes Doff, and Triac really doesn't like Asher and Gots because they're too stubborn and boisterous, too combative.
So if
what's the first one called again?
Asher and Gots.
The first one, Asher and Goth, or just Asher Goth?
Asher is one, Gots, G-O-T-Z is the other. So it's Asher,
Okay.
Gots, or Goats. I'm probably saying it wrong. And they're two different territories, but they are brother territories. They're sister territories. They're very big, they're very aggressive, and they always work together.
Okay. Rufa goes, perhaps if we get Asher first, we get the Goth, and then from there, we get another one, and much like dominoes, boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, hours have gone by. We don't even know if they're still there as a civilization. So we should probably just get moving. You guys all ready to hoof it?
Let's go.
Okay. So after a lot of time and deliberation, you get into your cart and you start heading off. And just so I'm getting this correct, you are going to Asher, the territory of Asher, correct?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. You have to move through a lot of Alphon Prime real estate, so it takes you about until the end of the day. You get to this large stone marker. The stone marker has kind of lost the artisanal artistry, the amazing sculptures that were in Alphon Prime. The marble is now gone. Grass has returned to view, and the stone marker is quite literally just a bunch of big stones that have been worked to balance and stand upright. And in kind of these wooden slats, you see in different languages the territory of Asher, effectively speaking. The sun is starting to set, and if you want to, you guys can take your first campfire moment since a long time.
I think as soon as the grass starts showing up and the road gives, Woodwart's shoes are kicked off, and he's walking through the grass and loving every minute of it. He's no longer confined by walls. He can see the horizon. He's a happy gnome.
All right.
Rufa has been changed into his outdoors outfit, which is, instead of the city purple, it's forest green, still with leopard print though, highlights. And I guess he's making dinner.
Or are we not walking? I thought we were already heading out.
I thought no.
I think we're heading out, and then I was just saying what Woodward was doing on the walk there. I think we just reached our first campfire moment.
Yeah.
Got it.
You have, let me reiterate in case this may have gone, this is the case it didn't stick. You have left Alphon Prime and you have entered into Asher. It was a bit of a journey, especially because you kind of got a late start. So you are reaching the kind of boundary into Asher around nighttime. So you're now, having left Alphon Prime, in the territory of Asher, in the grass, with these stonework stone signs. That's not the word I used originally. I can't remember now. But you are now heading into your campfire moment. You're making camp for the night. So the question is, who wants to do watches, and what are going to be your actions for the campfire?
I'll take first watch.
Wonderful.
I'll take second.
Well, I think that, yeah, I'm up for third. And Morel is with us, correct?
Yes, he is. He is absolutely with you.
So you need 4 to get the full 8, don't you? Technically,
I mean-
for everybody to get a full 8, you need four groups of people to go watch.
Technically, yeah. If you want to, you can put him on the 2-hour watch.
So I think we're gonna have to be. Oh, you know what? Woodward is gonna turn to the rest of the group. Okay, y'all. We got to keep our campfire small. If we can manage without one, that would be best. If you can, just make coals. I've been hiding from people for way too long to get busted now. So we have no idea if friend or foe's out there and in some city or wherever the heck we're headed. So we just need to slow down, take our time with things, and hopefully keep our light low. The night is not your friend when you got a campfire.
Someone with better vision than the humans, stay with the humans.
Rufa just like looks up.
Morel, of course, is just nodding like, of course, yeah, someone with better vision than the humans should sit with the humans. This is a good tactic.
So I think overall we should just keep light flow, bed down. You can hear something before you end up seeing something anyway. So ears sharp.
Okay, so we have your shifts. We have the low campfire, so it's going to be kind of low light for most of the night. I need to know, does anyone have any campfire actions? Anyone you want to talk to? You see Morel. Alona would be there, or well, Alona is there. You also have, did you bring anyone else on this journey with you? Zoshmaru is pretty much happy to be in the city, but he's kind of getting bored. Obviously, Dominus and Belna have to stay, and Larry and Voss has to prepare for an awkward walk north with his mom.
So we have Zachmaru and some of the dogs with us.
Zoshmaru, and of course some of the dogs, but the dogs don't sleep in the camp. They don't like it. They kind of scatter. Those that want to leave the city, those that don't want to leave the city, kind of stay in the city. But Morel is definitely there.
Okay. Well, what Rufa's making right now for dinner is he's took some broad leaves that they gathered while they're traveling, took a piece of meat, pounded really thin, little seasoning, some sauce, some chopped up, minced up onions and garlic, wrapped the leaves up, and kind of actually buries these little packets in the coals to cook.
Love it. Sounds great.
Really good. Okay, so you're making a great dinner. Making a note of that. Out of curiosity, can you give me a crafting check as you are crafting this dinner, Rufa?
Ooh, wait, I can craft too.
You want to aid me?
I am going to see if I can get our, at least a start on maybe a something fermenting in a jug of mine for a little later down the road.
Okay, are you going to be rolling that to 8, or are you rolling that for your own dirty hooch?
I'm going to do my own hooch for now, and then from there, if I set it off right, it's going to be a process where I just got to leave it alone. And then from here on out, I can start helping with the crafting for dinner.
Sure. Well, I do have a note here for that dirty hooch 20 that you rolled last time you were crafting hooch. If you want to, you can keep refining that hooch, or you can make another batch of hooch. I will give you a GM call that you can, at one time, juggle and ferment 3 batches of hooch, maximum.
Ooh. Well, I'm definitely gonna start with refining that 20. I'm gonna try that.
All right.
So let's get dinner up first, and then we'll we'll go with the refreshments.
Sure. Rufa, what was that craft check?
Is Woodward helping with dinner?
Are you, Woodward?
Not tonight.
Okay. Then I got a 17.
Okay, very, very nice. And Woodward, how's that hooch turning out?
Dirty 21.
Yeah.
Dirty 21. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So far, so good. Don't want to spoil that batch.
Yeah. Ooh, that is a very powerful batch. Okay, so Rufa makes this amazing meal. Now, obviously, the plating can't be perfect because, let's be honest, if Roof had a full kitchen, the plating would be immaculate. But right now, you're getting what you get, and it's already immaculate. I will say that if anyone has any exhaustion issues or morale issues, this food will help with those emotional states.
I think Alona's the only one with morale issues. She's not here. I shouldn't be.
I'm telling on
She can't
you.
even defend herself.
Oh.
Yeah, don't tell mom.
Don't tell mom.
Don't tell mom I made fun of her. Shionibus, do you have any downtime actions you wish to do?
She is just going to sharpen arrows, probably with her scimitar,
Okay.
and think about that interaction with Megadon.
Okay.
Oh, if she's sharpening her arrows, actually, Rufa kind of, while she's doing that, kind of looks over her and actually asks, during the next day's travel, if you see any poultry or birds flying by that looks particularly tasty, bring a couple down. I got an idea for dinner tomorrow night.
Are you retrieving my arrows after I shoot them?
Do you want to eat dinner?
I would like to keep the things that keep me safe at night. I've gone without dinner several days.
I think Woodward just kind of chimes in. Shionibus, just sharpen sticks. Don't matter if you missed or not. Keep your arrows for war.
Okay, so first watch is Shionibus. By the way, is there any NPCs you all wish to have a moment with, or do you want to talk to each other about anything specifically?
I think Woodward is taking the first night of good sleep he's going to get very seriously. I think there is definitely like fronds laid down, probably some nice cushy boughs from a pine tree, some sort of evergreen. He's put up a nice little wind block, probably a big tree or maybe a log or rock or something, and he's taking his sleeping situation very seriously at the moment.
Okay. All right. I think that's super understandable. I think we've all been there when we've been out of our element and we finally get back to our element. And it's just like, I just need a day. All right, Shionibus. By the way, Rufa, anything that you want to do, any NPCs you want to talk to or players you want to talk to?
I think at this point now, it's just like, no. I will say this, Rufa is kind of went a little, really? With that little interaction. And he goes, I see how it is.
Which interaction?
Great. Yeah, it's the one with Shionibus and the arrows and retrieving and such. It's just, and the rift begins.
Well, speaking of Shionibus, you're first at watch. Some of the people are kind of having a hard time falling asleep. Some are just enjoying their dinner last and looking at the moon and stars. Woodwork passes OUT out. I need you, Shionibus, to do 2 rolls for me. One is a perception check and one is religion check, both individually.
Ooh, no, not religion.
But that's the one I'm bad at.
That's the one I'm bad at. All right. A perception first, you said?
Yes.
That's a 12.
Okay.
Oh, that was. Oh, okay. Okay. Where's my wisdom? That is a 19 for religion.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. So you're sitting doing watch, staring into the night, killing 2-3 hours of your watch. All is quiet. For the first time in what feels like days, you're no longer in a rush. Everything is quiet, a hushed quiet. And as you look out into the forest, you start hearing this voice. It sounds at first like a quiet whisper. It's like a shouldn't I say it? But eventually it builds until this voice continues to say, "Did you listen to my brother?
she's going to immediately stand, like, bow ready and just, like, frantically, like, look around, like, what the hell?
As you look around, you see no physical form there, but the voice continues. I tried to stop him. He's very ambitious. He's very stubborn.
Gods are very persistent.
I think it's a bad case of being bored. I know the only thing I have to look forward to is eternity with my brother, and it's, well, if that ain't a torture, I don't know what is.
So is that why you're here? You're bored? Is that why you're bothering me?
No. Just making sure I stop him from doing something stupid again.
Hold on. So who are you? Clearly, given your brother, I'm assuming you're Magadon's brother, who sounded like you tackled him to the ground after I left. So
You sense this amazing awkwardness, this powerful awkwardness. And he goes, yeah, I tend to be remembered for tackling a lot. Listen, one of these days, someone's going to come for your everything. You can't run from it. You're going to have to put your foot in one camp. I wouldn't mind giving you power. I wouldn't mind taking that everything, but I know at the same time that you're kind of already spoken for. And you hear this voice in the back of your head going, leave her alone, you foreign heathen. She is mine. And he goes, yeah, you're already taken. Huh. Well, good luck with that. You have eternity. I hope you make the best of it.
yeah, me too.
And then you think you hear a rustling. You think you hear a rustling in the branches, but honestly, everything is so amped right now, you might just be hearing a squirrel.
Oh, why does it have to be me? Why is it me?
All right, so your shift comes to an end, and it appears that nothing of interest happened. Next shift is Rufa. Rufa, you made an amazing dinner. The nights are going by. The night's getting a little later. It's your turn. Morel joins you because he's like, well, if we're going to be blind, might as well be blind together, unless you want to be alone. That's up to you, mate.
Oh, company is always welcome around Lufa.
Good. Yeah, this is good. Give me a perception check.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. We did say that people with low light vision or dark vision should be paired with the humans,
like
and then we just didn't do it. then we immediately ignored our own great advice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Let's see. 9.
Two humans working together? What could possibly go wrong?
Good looking out, us.
It was like, didn't we just say that we're gonna have a person with who can see in a dog with the person who cannot see in a dog? I feel we had that conversation.
Oh, no, we definitely did. Then Woodwit passed out. Shonibus took first watch, and now she's done for the night. So, bugger us, that just leaves you and me.
Oh, it is our lot in life. Doing his best C-3PO impression at this point. I got a 14.
Okay. So, you're both just kind of hanging out. As you look into the night, again, you feel that exact same sense of peace, although it almost feels for you a little more like exposure. Being used to cities, passionate and vibrant and energetic, being out in this much environment is almost like being in an abyss, in a vacuum of sorts.
Rufa kind of looks over at Morel and just goes, so, honestly, what do you think of all this business that we have found ourselves in?
Oh, what the? I feel like I don't know. I feel like this is a long time coming, if you ask me.
True. It is. It is the way of the world. It is the way of Ward. Ward, as a very wise man once said, never changes. Only the players. But in all honesty, do you think this oncoming war will be as big as everybody is expecting?
Well, from what I know of my exposure to war, there are no small ones. And you wouldn't do your best to get a map out and start talking to other orcs and goblins if you had a small war, just, let's pop out for a small war, come back home, right? It's not something you do. So if these people are this unified, it's because they want something great.
Rufa takes a stick, kind of pokes it at some of the coals, kind of moves it around a little bit. For a moment, he looks a lot older than he actually is. As if it's kind of like one of those things where, kind of the weight of the world, just kind of, the veil's kind of lifted and the weight of the world just kind of is exposed.
Absolutely. Also, I want to take a quick moment to say, hey, Ray, so awesome to see you coming in. I hope you guys enjoy this little campfire moment before we move on with the game. Anyway, thank you so much for the raid.
Rufa kind of just sighs. It's not my first one, Not my first war. Everybody loses. Every time war happens, people lose the things most precious to them. And many times it is not worth it. It is honestly never worth the loss.
Morel shakes his head and starts kind of like playing with his long beard, stroking it as he thinks, and he kind of leans in so his face, his kind of olive tan face is lit into his bright orange umber in the fire, and you can see his golden eyes and the purple sunburst, the passion flowers within his own eyes, and he looks at you and he says, when have you fought in a war? I'm not judging. I want there to be no confusion. I want to know, because I've lost family and home. Are you a brother in this suffering that we go through in war?
Rufa just kind of sighs. Let us just say, I am very familiar with loss. Very, very familiar indeed. I have been the recipient of loss at both ends. The one person who takes and the person who has things taken from him.
Yeah, I know how that feels. Well, I'm new to this whole Afra is goodness stuff, so if you ever trust me enough that you want to tell me, we'll tie on a few pints and we'll talk 1 to 2 about the things we lose.
Lufa just goes, my only wish in this world, we are not on the wrong side of it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, hopefully as we travel the world and learn more about these blokes, we'll figure out if we are.
And Rufa just goes, I think it's about time we wake our friend for his watch.
Oh, but he's so cute when he's sleeping. He points at Woodward and Mush, who are, I don't know, in some weird figure 8, number 4, letter H situation.
Total cuddle puddle.
Total cuddle.
Well,
Love
either
it.
wake him up or to wake one of the dogs up to take the watch, because somebody must stand watch.
Let's wake up Woodward. I trust Woodward more than the dogs. No offense to the dogs, great soldiers, but
True.
Yeah. Woodward, your time for a watch. Give me a perception check.
Okay. I got a 19.
Not bad. You're watching
Low
with
light.
Mush.
Yeah, I have low light and imprecise scent.
Perfect.
And Mush, should I have him roll perception check?
Yes.
Awesome.
I already know it's going to be a nat 20. Come on. Mush.
No, Mush does not want to get up out of bed. It is like dragging a cat out of its like the what's that part of the cat tree? You know, the cat goes in it.
Oh, where they sleep in it. Yeah.
That thing. They drag cat out of that. My metaphor is lost. That is that's a sweet 7.
Oh God, it's 7 for Mush. That's something. Okay, so you are on your watch. Mush is not even paying attention. He is just kind of nose pawing the air, kind of doing the face clean on his haunches, just kind of looking around. He's kind of like nuzzling into you, and he's nuzzling your pockets. He's clearly hooked on the sugar and wants a bun, but do you have a bun to spare?
Woodward just looks down at him and goes, buddy, I don't know how long this trip's gonna take. We gotta ration. We've been through this before. It's the same thing as when you found those carrots. You ate all of them, then you had none. We've gone through this, but just calm down. And he just kind of starts scanning the forest again.
To scan the forest with your emotional support badger, you suddenly hear a bit of movement, some bristling happening in the forest around you.
Okay. Woodwort is going to Yeah, why not? Is the fire still like a low coals, right? Like nobody, I don't remember hearing Shionibus or Rufus stoke the fire or anything. It's just kind of like
I was actually poking it with a stick.
Yeah,
poking it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm actually going to roll a sweet. I got a 19 for a stealth check.
Nice.
If there's anything that's near that is vaguely shaped, maybe woodwork could just be a rock if he lays down, who knows. But whatever he's doing, he's gonna stop and try to hide in case it hasn't seen him, so he can give it a good old surprise round.
Okay, so you're hiding in wait, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Give me another perception check.
That's not much better. 16.
You start seeing a bit more movement start to trail around the forest surrounding your camp. Whatever it is, it's larger than you. And it's hard to determine intent because it's just almost like it's pacing. And as you can continue to look at it, it stops and you can almost kind of feel it settle.
I think I don't think Woodward likes this at all. He knows what getting stalked feels like. So he's actually gonna wake everyone up. I think by he's gonna shoot produce flame as cantrip straight into the air.
Okay, so you're gonna wake them up with effectively a flare.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot the produce flame straight into the air. Hopefully the light will wake everybody up.
Okay. I know normally some people say make perception check rolls. If you want to do that, you can. I'll make the DC very, very low. Get above a 5, and you're going to see a gigantic fireball erupting in the sky.
15.
Yeah, you see it.
25.
Yeah. You're not like at massive penalties. You're like, oh, I'm a solid sleeper. No, the fireball goes off. You're in your beds. All snares. And you look up and you see this fireball popping like a firebolt popping like a firework. And with that, even Morel kind of, what is it?
Kind of gets up with his whip out.
Finish up, Mike.
I got a 22 perception check to see if it. Oh, sorry, Kai. Please.
Kylie, what was that?
She's just going to immediately like turn to the humans and shh, just like don't say anything. Like just stay quiet. And she's just gonna like listen.
All right, perception check from Kylie, and you had a 22 perception check, Ian.
Yes, I do.
That's a 27.
Ooh.
Heck yeah. So, Michael?
I was gonna say, could I make a perception roll too? Even though you can't really see anything, I'm gonna actually try hear something.
Okay. Yeah, for hearing, I can give you a perception check without a penalty. So go ahead and roll.
Okay. 16.
Okay. So let's start with you first. What you hear, Rufa, sounds like presence. You can't quite, because of the grogginess, you can't quite figure out where it's coming from and where it's going, but there's definitely something in the forest surrounding you. Woodward, you're 22. As you're hiding and looking into the forest, you see from the faint glow of the fire fade from the sky, two large hulking bodies running back deeper into the forest. Shionibus, you hear the unmistakable sound of heavy footprints and armor swaying on a body, as you can almost see movement fading off to the left at night.
Is that even with her low light vision?
Low light vision, yeah. Low light vision will basically grant you the same image that Woodward got. Two large bodies kind of running away.
Would Rufa be able to ask? Because I know so Sidney's not here, but Alona is. Would I be able to ask Alona to cast light on a coin?
She absolutely does it. She takes it with hesitancy and worry, and bing, starts to glow.
Basically, I'm using it as kind of a flashlight for us without low light vision.
So the humans have a flashlight now. Yeah, Kylie?
Can I stealth to try to see where they're going? Like if I can like climb a tree and like kind of get a better view?
Yeah. If you want to stealth so that you're not alerting them to your presence, you can make a stealth check. You'll be moving at half your speed. If you want to track them, that'll be a survival check.
I'll do that instead. We're not bad. 21.
21. Awesome. Michael, what was your
I was wondering if I could, as quietly as I can, do I see where the footprints are, because I want to kind of investigate that area?
No. There's no footprints in the camp. This is still on the outsides of the camp, the outskirts of the camp. So Shionibus, your survival is what?
21.
21. So as you begin to run to the edge of the camp where the trees are the heaviest to kind of see what's going on, you start noticing there is indeed a set of two different footprints heading, first of all over the place around this outside. And you can tell from the heavier indents that they've been waiting for a long time. And then you see them you can see the footprints heading back off and into the forest.
Are they larger than, say, a regular orc? Are they Franken orc size?
That's a very, very good question. You can tell that these do not appear to be Franken orc size.
Are they human shaped?
They are. You can tell they're boots, but they're way too large to be human boots.
Okay. That's all the questions I have currently. I can't think of any more.
Could I kind of move towards kind of like, I'm doing kind of a small step out of the camp, scan, step out, take a couple feet, scan with the flashlight until I try to find some sort of like a footprints or disturbance in the dirt or something.
To clarify, are you going to be going to where Shionibus was?
Where, yeah, the sounds and everything. Because I'm guessing that would be where the sounds would be.
Yeah, so you go to where Sionibus was, and you have that coin. The coin is lighting up. And what are you scanning for again? Footprints? What?
Footprints, disturbance in the dirt or something. Basically forensic stuff.
Give me a survival check, or no, give me a survival check or a perception check. Your choice.
Perception. 21.
21. So as you're looking around, you
Nice.
do notice a series of footprints. And again, the Mind Palace opens up. Heavier indents, a lot more weight being pressed upon it, but of course the feet are only shifting slightly. It tells me the weight is being drawn towards the earth. They've been waiting. Judging by how dry these footprints are, been waiting for at least 3 hours. They've been watching for a long time, maybe more. Judging from this walking around, this is a pattern, a patrol pattern. They've been watching us on purpose. Judging from the retreat angle, they're going back to something on purpose. They're going back. They're returning to a position strategically.
Okay. Rufa kind of is going back to the camp and motions Morel and Woodward towards him.
Morel, who does not have the time to put on his armor, just picks up his shield and puts on his gauntlets, which he does not have interlocking with his armor, so he kind of has to jury rig his belt to keep his right hand gauntlet tied up to his wrist or tied to his arm.
Yeah. What'd you guys find?
I found some tracks on the darkness. It seems that we are being followed by at least 2, I would say, Rufa would say, humanoids. They have been patrolling this area for quite some time. They are obviously been waiting for us and watching us. This is on purpose. On purpose. We are definitely the targets here. Not an accident.
Oh, we can turn that around right quick though. It's good they know we are here. They're probably going to go tell someone else.
Oh, and PJ, like I said before, I'm using this the action to take the case.
Absolutely. Take the case is activated. Kylie, you had your hand raised.
What direction were the footprints going?
So if the center of camp and the path that you're going to continue was south, this is going to be east.
Cool.
Into sort of, and I'll show you on the map because you guys went to Asher. So you guys are about, see if I'm reverse engineering this. You guys are about here, right?
Okay.
That's kind of where your camp is. And the movement kind of seemed to suggest they are moving to this kind of greater foresty area at the crux of Asher and Guts.
Rufa stroking his chin. Rufa suggests we pack up camp, move out of this area, decide whether we will pursue said creatures or whatever they may be, or go upon our way for we are actually on a very important mission.
Kylie, you had your hand raised. What's up?
So instead of rejoining everyone, Sionibus is going to stand in the middle of like the pathway to see if 1, anything happens to her, or 2, if they're maybe coming back or just at a distance. So she's still like listening, I would say.
Okay, so she's paying attention, but she's repositioning herself. Would you say following the footprints deeper into the forest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rufa looks over to Morel and Woodward going and says, "So they are obviously looking for us. It would be logical to predict that they will do so again. So next time, perhaps we set a trap."
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying we do now. We stay here, pretend like we thought they were an animal, camp off to the side, leave our camp open. They'll probably come back and try to find out more about us.
Rufa feels that the opposite. For the fact that the big fighter thing you casted, that that alerts them that we are onto them. That we noticed them.
Oh yeah, they know we were here, but us moving on and making it look like we moved on means that they think this camp may be empty.
Morel kind of points at Shionibus and he says, "Now listen, I don't know about you blokes, but time is of the essence. If we walk away, then they have all the time to recover, regroup, and continue to track us. If we chase after them, we can bloody well end this probably before sunrise and sleep in because I'm horrible in the mornings. So we can either go back to our camp and move, knowing they're going to regroup and continue to watch us, or we can run right now and figure out who they are and where they're going and what they're doing."
I disagree, because if we go after them right now, we are playing that game. Rufo would much rather them play the game we set up.
All right, well then, let's get back to camp. It's cold at night. Sleep well armed. I'm not going to sleep in my armor. I'll put my shield on me. But
Oh no, we don't stay here.
Yeah, no,
We move off.
Rufus suggests we leave now.
all right, you go wake the dog, and then we'll go out now. Shionibus, did you have anything else you want to do? You seem poised and ready.
He's going to continue like looking in the direction where they went and kind of just like trying to look over like vegetation. Like, no, we move whenever you guys are ready.
Give me one last perception check, and then we'll have the camp move.
Oh no, why is this on my shoulders? Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That is a 25.
25.
Ooh, that's
So-
very good.
As you turn and you're walking away, you look, you see the two bodies kind of jump and then vanish under a kind of cresting hill and are gone. And then you look in the darkness some more and you can't see any other form.
She's gonna, as she's walking back, she's gonna kind of call to everyone. Have weapons ready at all times. I don't know what's out there, but best to be ready.
Okay. So because a full night's sleep was not really achieved, you will be getting a level of fatigue, but you will not be exposed to further threat. You can sleep later, like a 2 or 3 hour nap, and get rid of that fatigue, but you will be a little tired as you press on. If you want to try and fight this, you can give me a fortitude save as you try to basically struggle forward. The DC will be 17. If you can beat a 17, you will not get fatigued.
While we're traveling in the wagon, I was wondering, have one person drive while the other people sleep their nap, and then once the nap is over, the people who took the nap would take the reins of the wagon. Could we do that?
You could, however, you'd be cramped because you're carrying all your materials and all your people, so you probably would still have a fatigue issue.
I don't even see why we're leaving. I think we should make a small camp off to the side of where we originally were and wait for them to come back to see if we're still here, either in the morning or with more people, so we know who we're dealing with.
I second that. I don't like that we're leaving.
Okay, so do you guys want to basically shift your camp into the forest away from the clearing and protect yourself with the forest and wait for someone to enter the clearing?
I'd rather do that than just leave and not know who's chasing us.
Okay, let's put it to a vote. Majority wins. Who wants to basically hide off in the forest and wait for anyone to come into the clearing? Okay, Rufa, what's your plan? To keep moving?
My plan is basically to keep moving, because if they're watching us, they're gonna be watching. They're obviously after us. So they'll be. When we set camp again, we can set a trap and kind of create something that have time to create actual.
Okay. Well, I'll say this. I'll take that into advisement. Why don't we say that you can set a small trap in the center of the area while you shift the camp over into the forest? Marry two ideas and we can move forward.
Yeah, I think we lay this as basically an assault, an ambush of some sort. If they come back to check this place out, we're sitting on the edge and we do two birds with one stone.
For this trap, I am going to want everyone to make a check. We're going to do this together. I either want a survival, a perception, or a craft. The craft, of course, will be the physical implementation of this. The survival will be to find the materials for this. And the other check, it will be to know how to place this properly, strategically.
I'll do a perception.
All right.
Okay. My survival is okay. So I don't know how much you want to go into actual numbers here, but my survival is greater than my craft, but I'm willing to do both. What do you think, Shianbis?
Survival.
Okay, great. I'll take the craft check.
All right. So, what is the perception check?
19.
Not
Nice.
bad.
We're on this.
Ian, what was your check?
Mine was the craft, and it is a 15.
Okay. Shonovis, what was your survival check?
It's just kidding. I'm switching to perception because that's a lot higher. That's a 12.
Oof. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So you've placed one more thing. So you've placed a pretty good trap that will not only alert you to presence, but temporarily immobilize whoever steps into this trap. You go back to, you basically push all of the tents back into the forest. You leave the fire out there, but low, so there's no way it can rage and burn anything down. And basically by morning, it'll burn itself out. You sit and wait. Eventually sleep takes you and time passes. And then eventually you are woken by the sight of the morning sun. And as you kind of recollect your mind, you can see the smoke just moving from the pit in the ground, the fire completely sizzled out and dead, and the trap undisturbed.
Woodward's going to set off the trap if they're leaving if they're leaving for the next space. I'm not going to just leave it up for anything else to get caught in.
Smart. The trap activates. You hear a horrible noise. You see a bunch of wooden binds collapse around a leg. If you're a small animal that maybe would have broken a limb, for sure would have kept you there forever. A human, you probably would have been stuck there for like a couple of minutes as you try to work this thing off. But yeah, you're fine, and you move on. So you are, now help me out here. You're continuously moving deeper into Asher, kind of like the southeast or southeast curve into Gots. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Because you were able to get some sleep after all, with the trap that alerted you, if anything was to happen, you get no fatigue. Nothing to worry about. As you're moving on, I need you to make perception checks.
Nice. I got a 22.
24.
25. Oh, sorry.
Dang. No, you were fine. 22, 24, and 25. Gorgeous. As you start, you see a town coming into view. A town in Asher. And as you are, it becomes aware very clearly that there is a presence in the forest still watching you. Now, it doesn't seem big, but you're definitely being watched. Eventually, you make your way to what appears to be a sort of fort town. There's a large military wall made of wood and stone, reinforcing one another with giant wooden spikes kind of jutting out and positions hidden within the spikes to lay down ranged fire from a bow and arrow or to reinforce with spears. You see a large sign coming from the fort. And the sign says, Fort Raggedy Asher's Last Stand. And you see a bunch of men and women just kind of going about their daily business. And they all have like weapons on them. No armor, but like a sword. Everyone's got a sword or a dagger on display. And then they're just kind of talking to one another and they're waving. And it looks like this is a really nice bustling town for what you can tell. Until you see the sign posted right there. that says, basically in common, it says, "We ain't kind to strangers, and we ain't happy with Acadians." And it says, "Ruler free for 3 years."
Oh, no.
And with that unfortunate description of a city, we're going to take a 5-minute break.
Oh,
There's a
God.
lot of deliberation in the first half. Hopefully, when we come back, we can just kind of hit the ground running with some nice more action, violence, and role play. We're going to go take a 5-minute break. When we come back at 9:40, we will continue with Edge of Legend. Thank you so much. Stick around. Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you for the 5-minute break. We refreshed our beverages and we've emptied our bladders. Too much information? Well, I'm sorry. But moving right along, I did see someone in the chat was saying they needed a quick refresh of what happened just before we went to break. After a journey where the heroes were very much aware that they were being watched by someone in the forest, they finally get to a big fort town with a big military wall made of stone and wood with a lot of spiky bits and places to fire a bow and arrow from. Everyone in the town seems to be armed by some simple weapon, and there's a giant kind of curved sign that says Fort Raggedy, and there's another signpost that says, "Welcome to Fort Raggedy, the last stand of Asher. Foreigners ain't welcome. We've been leader-free for 3 years." So that's where the heroes are. Outside this town, and the only other options is back the way they came. And your carriage just aimlessly ambles in. If you want to do any preparation before you enter, go right ahead. But do remember, you're very, very aware that you're being watched by whatever out in the forest.
Rufa looks over at Rufa looks over at Woodward. Well, this seems to be a very hospitable town. Dripping with sarcasm.
Yeah, I left to the woods so people wouldn't bother me, and I have a feeling this is a town of people who did the same. We could just spread the word, see if they listen to us. If not, then we leave.
2 questions. One question, one action, I guess. Are there just humans around?
Very good question. As you look into the city, you can see there's actually a healthy collection of dwarves in the city. Humans, dwarves, some gnomes, maybe like a few half-elves, definitely no elves.
I'm a little less scared. At least there's some. I was really afraid for a second. Good. Okay.
Jonas is just gonna like casually you know how when you like have a hoodie on but it's only like half on? Like she's just gonna do that with like her red kind of sash cloak thing.
Very nice. You're just like, I'm just gonna cover up my ears a little bit and keep low prof. All right. So you enter the city, carriage and all. You're immediately greeted by a random dwarf who comes at you. You notice that unlike Runebeard or Runeforge, he doesn't look anything like that dwarf. He actually kind of looks a lot like everyone in the village. Same complexion, same general features of the face, the nose, the hair has about the same range of color, the spectrum between the kind of like a dirty blonde and a dark brown. And the dwarf comes over and he goes, "Well, hey, good to see you around. Welcome to Asher. Well, Fort Raggedy, the last stand of Asher against those no good imperialists. And we're here to let y'all know that it's all great now. So we are more than happy to have you here. I'll just take your carriage and bring it straight to the roundhouse, and you can just put that little pony out to pasture and let it graze until you're on your way."
Rufa just smiles and goes, "Greetings and well met, my friend. So, that is very kind of you. Curious. Everybody in town we notice is equipped with weapons. Is there a situation going on?"
Oh, absolutely. Asher and Gots, well, we ain't strangers to fighting none, so it's to the law of the land is every arm is armed and every swing is true. Everyone here can be called out a minute's notice to rise up for the militia when the rising is good. You never know when the boogaloo's going to hit the wall real hard. So we make sure we're ready. I mean, heck, we just had a civil war some 3 years ago. I actually had to kill my cousin in goats. I ain't happy about that. None what. So, hey, war happens, I suppose. So you got to be armed.
So this is normal for this town.
Hell yeah, it's normal. Oh, I get it. I'm putting 3 and 5 together. I'm making 9. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a man who looks very handsome, well equipped and well dressed, and well clearly ain't from around here. So you knew. I understand. Yeah, no. So okay, welcome to the Adelphon Empire, home of diplomacy. Welcome to Asher, home of kicking ass and getting things done. Anyway, we fight a lot. There's
Out
a
of
ribbon.
character, really quick. I just want to say, I was expecting you to say home of the Whopper.
Home of the Whopper. Oh, well, yeah, no, Whopper's that fellow over there. He's got a big right hand. He'll punch you so hard, you won't wake up for 2 years. No, wait, that was a murder. Whopper, you committed a murder. Nah, he doesn't care. He's drunk.
Rufa nods and yes, that's very fine. I guess for starters, let's a round of drinks for me and my companions.
Oh,
No.
absolutely. Oh, I heard a little voice.
I'm good.
Oh, you know what, None? You don't?
No, I'm good. I'm actually gonna stay with the wagon.
Oh, well, all right. I don't blame you, I suppose. But where y'all coming from? Where y'all heading to? If you're going from that north road, I can only imagine y'all coming off of either the Goats and Forest, or you're coming straight from Nadelfon Prime.
Really quick, this is like out of character. Our destination here, our final destination to Asher is to their capital, right? Or was it to somewhere else? Do we have like a actual like location we're supposed to go to?
To be
We're just going to
fair,
Asher.
you were just going through Asher to get your way to the south territories. You were just kind of
Okay.
swinging through. So it's up to you. If you want to make your way to the Asher capital, you absolutely can.
Okay. Really quick. Rufa's gonna ask. So, really quick. Just curious. Who is it? A mayor, a captain of such and such? Who is, as they say, top dog around here?
The dwarf beams ecstatically. The leader of Fort Raggedy, dare I say, all of Asher, is the Knight Senator Gareth in the capital of Gareth. Oh, he is absolutely tremendous, and I love him. He's great.
If you'd be so kind to before you get our drinks, to point us in the direction of said senator.
Oh, no, he ain't here. No, you got to go to Gareth in the capital city, which is Gareth. So what you want to do is get your drinks and then go. So you see diagonally south. There's another, basically an exit. You want to take that and hit that road. You're probably going to be going for about 2 days southeast, just before you get to Gots or Goats, depending on who you is.
Okay.
You can't miss them. Big old city.
Well, then who is in charge of the day and today of Fort Raggedy?
I guess you could say, all right. So Adelphon has this word. We think it's stupid, but I guess it makes sense. Asher, at least Fort Raggedy in Asher, is run by the Vox Populi, voice of the people. We don't really have a fancy guard. We don't really have a fancy politic. It's mostly just what we all think and reckon. And we just kind of go with our gut and we work together on it. If we don't like it, well, then we don't do it. We talk about it. But
Okay. Then who will we go to if we must relay information of importance?
That would you go to Nat Senator Gareth in the capital city of Gareth, about a day and a half journey southeast, approaching the border with Gods.
Thank you kindly.
Oh, you're welcome. While you're here, you should look out the fighting pits. It's a great fun. We let you drink even while you fight. It's a good time. I'm gonna tell you. One time I got so drunk I woke up. I killed 3 donkeys. I don't know who owned those donkeys, but I killed them. It's a good time.
PJ, how dare you know the way to my heart? Fighting pits and drinking?
I mean, if you're gonna have a good time, don't half-ass it. Whole-ass your good time.
I feel like this town's motto is, we're not here for a long time, just for a good time. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Rufa takes a seat around one of the tables. So Woodward is not here then right now, right?
No, he went to the cart.
Okay.
And we can get to that a little whenever we get a chance.
Don't worry. The minute you get into town, the minute you retreat into the cart, Morel is there, and he just goes, "Oh no! Oh no! I'm gonna hide it with you, little friend. This is a bad place for me to be."
Okay, so it's just Rufa and Chonibus who's in this bar.
Yep, it is Rufa and Shionibus at Fort Raggedy. You can go to the bar or the fighting pits. They're both highly recommended by a strange dwarf you just met.
All right. Rufa goes over to sit down by Chonibus. So apparently, for us to relay the information to this territory, it would be to a senator to the really quick, PJ, south what?
Southeast.
To the southeast.
I think I got my east and west right. Yeah, but let's just say southeast until I can prove that I'm wrong. That's always good when a GM forgets his cardinal directions. Oh, please continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to overtalk you.
No. So while Shionibus is talking with other, like, the rest of the team, to everyone else, she has a totally different accent, and she's just gonna do pretty much just kind of parrot what she's heard so far. Yes. And she's not even gonna go by her actual name at this point.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, you're in the city. You have the bar, the fighting pits, and all of Fort Raggedy at your disposal. Are you going to the fighting pits, the bar? Are you going to maybe, I don't know, go to the local armory? What's your thought?
So I'm really quick. So I'm guessing Chonibus is ignoring Rufa then?
No. Repeat what you said because I have a small attention span.
Oh, okay. Rufa goes over to Chonibus and with the drinks. So apparently, for us to spread the information we are sent here in this territory, we must go southeast to a senator.
Seems like talking to senators is your thing.
True.
Good at it.
Well, should we spend a night in this town, or should we just move on?
Say spend a night, kind of maybe talk about the war with others very subtly, and then maybe leave from there.
According to the barkeep, they don't really have much of a centralized militia or a fighting force. It's mostly a free-for-all.
Yeah, but my best bet, it's those people that were watching us in the woods.
Who do you think is watching
Someone's
us?
got to protect this town. No. They're not. It's hard to tell. They were boot size. Could be human. Definitely not the orcs. They're too small. The footprints were too small. Not the orcs are too small. It's been a long day.
They have been watching us. They've been watching us for a long while. We are definitely its purpose.
Shonibus is gonna like scan the bar just consistently to see if anyone's listening.
So the bar that you're in, it is a one-story bar, kind of made entirely from the wood that probably at one point was where Fort Raggedy is. It's got this kind of really nice, what's I'm looking for? A cabin vibe, like a good old-fashioned Alamo cabin kind of vibe to it. You see a bunch of trophies all over the wall. You see animals, of course, that have been killed and put up there as trophies. Animals that look very unusual. This is not local fauna. You see swords and other weapons, either broken, bludgeoned, or bloodied, hanging up on the wall. And you even see a skeletal arm hung up on the wall and a plaque underneath it that says, "That last bastard." And it is right there. You see a bunch of people who are deep in their cups. They're singing songs. They're dancing. Some are doing crude impromptu games with their boot knives. There is a few people like actually manning the bar who are paying attention to you. That's only because as the bartenders, it's their job to kind of be like, okay, you're new. I got to make sure I know what you want to drink. So they seem attentive, but not listening.
Got it. Hold on. Every bartender is listening. Let's be real for a second.
But do they care?
Valid. So she's gonna turn to lead into Rufa. And just someone has to be controlling this town. Things don't get done without someone knowing what's going on. Sending parchment. Someone has to be controlling this town. Could be a group of people. Doesn't have to be just one person.
Rufa feels that this is one of those places where he kind of just now he goes really, really low, so only she could hear it. One of those places where the bloodline tend to intermingle very, very closely.
I either need a stealth check or a perception check from both of y'all.
Oh,
God.
Why me? What did I do?
My Northern Virginia is coming back out. I need a roll from y'all. God bless it.
As soon as he said it, I was like, dang it, PJ.
I know.
I got a 24 on stealth.
That was a 24 on
24
stealth?
on stealth.
Heck yeah.
It was stealth and what?
Perception.
Oh, we had to roll both?
No, one or the other.
Oh.
You rolling stealth was perfect. Keep that choice.
Okay.
I mean, perception, and that was a 17.
Okay. So, Rufa, as you lean in and whisper to Shonibus, you see a warm body kind of like hovering around your table. And this person's just kind of like trying to listen, but you can tell from the obvious pained expression across their eyebrow that they have no idea what was just said. And then kind of drunkenly and loudly go, hey, what's y'all talking about? You were mentioning something about words.
Yes, we were just talking about how we'd be delighted to see the fighting pits that were recommended.
Oh, you want to see the fighting pits?
Yes.
That's wonderful. But fighting pits ain't got nothing to do with words. Ain't got squat to do with piss. What do you need with words? What's...
Oh, yes. The words were, wouldn't it be lovely to see the fighting pits that the barkeep has recommended to us? Those were the words.
Oh, okay. You know what? I will be more than happy to introduce you to the fighting pits.
Oh.
In fact, I will even make sure you have 2 full cups. However, and he starts to kind of look around. If you do have words to send to a certain someone, I can make sure that gets there right away.
Rufa nods and kind of just pats one of his pockets that has some coin. It just jingles ever so slightly and goes, Okay. I see you.
Shionabis pushes the pouch of money away and looks this guy dead in the eye. He's like, well, if you weren't listening in, that wouldn't be a problem now, would it?
Well, I believe that the what are they called? What was them fellers? The gods. I believe the gods work in mysterious ways. So I believe that one of them gods, what's his nuts? Asimat. I believe Asimat. He called upon me to help you, wonderful strangers, in this time of great need. Just a little need.
I ain't giving you any coin out of my gosh dang pocket, and that is for sure. So you can just move yourself along, and you can go find someone else you can go into their conversations with. Okay?
I tried to be helpful. I guess it's just not going to work. No, I said, Matt, I did my best. I'm sorry. And he proceeds to slowly walk away as if to give you the opportunity to change your minds. If you don't, he will leave. It's fine.
Shonovis looks at Rufa and is like, I'm not inviting him back. You can. I'm not.
You want to invite him back, Rufa?
Rufa just, you know what? Rufa takes one coin and just kind of flips it to him and just say, for later.
He tries to grab it. Hold on. Does he grab it? It's awkward. He catches it in his chest, but it's clear. It's hanging out from his lower hand, and he's like, I'll be hanging around the fighting pits in case y'all want to, have a few drinks and talk about politics.
Rufa just nods. For later. For now, we are just having quiet time.
All right. He leaves. He's gone. The rest of the bar is, if they were paying attention, they don't care. They're back in their cups. They're talking. They're playing knife games, and they're laughing and having a great time.
Rufa looks over at Chonibus and just goes, not very hospitable, are they?
Us or them? Dang it, PJ!
Say that again?
Dang it, PJ, the accent's hanging around.
I ain't upset at all. I ain't upset none. That's on you.
So us or them?
Wait, are you saying this in character?
Yes, to you, Rufa.
Okay, us or them. Rufa just goes, just something. It's always good to have friends. Just in case.
She's going to put her drink down and really look at Rufa, really, really look at him for the first time. Does it look like I need friends?
Everybody needs friends every now and then. He just takes a nice kind of one second. Yep.
Oh, y'all, that's the tea right there. Oh, I think he just gave you his version of "Bless Your Heart." I think that's what that was.
Yeah, that's exactly what took place.
It was 100%.
Okay, for those of you who are not from the South, or at least somewhere close to Mason-Dixon, when we say "bless your heart," we are not being polite. Mm-hmm. It is a way of saying, "Oh, you poor tragic thing, you." It's a weird thing. It's kind of like when people go, "Oh, honey." It's not good.
It's never good.
It's never good. So that being said, do you have any business in this tavern still? Do you wish to leave the tavern, talk to anyone in particular?
Guessing after, at least for... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Was that Kai?
No, I was just saying fight pit. Let's go.
I hear a strong calling for the fight pit. I'm here for it. Rufa, what's your thought?
I was going to say after Rufa finishes drink, well, he's not going to really finish it. He's only going to drink he's one of those guys. He'll finish half of it maybe, then leave it. It's going to go over to the wagon.
Okay.
For Morel and Woodward.
All right. So Shermus is heading off to the fight pit. We're going to cut back to Morel and Woodward at the wagon. You are led into this kind of large barn, and in the center of the barn, you see this kind of circular wooden construction piece. There is an obvious gear winch that allows the thing in the center to turn and lead the horse and carriage to a very large, for lack of a better word, a cubby. A place to park it so that they can have multiple different carriages kind of being parked and come and go within a finite space. It's basically a wheelhouse for trains, but for carriages. You're given your own little cubby area. The dwarf leads you, and he leaves you be once you get your own cubby. He goes, all right, well, if you want anything, oh, shoot, I never told you my name. My name is Myrt. If you need, well, short for Myrtle. If you need me, just shout Myrtle. As loud as you want, I'll come a-running. Or by the 9 hex, you probably could just shout for anyone, really. Later, and he leaves.
I think Woodward probably sits on a barrel or something. If we can't fit into, like, say, the cubby itself, because I feel like we're sitting outside of it. Basically, Woodward wants to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. Like he is staying with the cart so he can hopefully figure this contraption out and get this cart pulled out and grab the horse as quick as possible. Yeah, I think he pulls up a barrel and he kind of his feet are dangling off the edge of it, and he pulls out his flask and takes a drink, and he just kind of waits. He's waiting for a commotion, honestly. Morel
joins you, not only in the sitting and dear God waiting to get out, but in the drinking.
Oh, yes,
Morel looks at you and he's like, if I'm going to have to be here in hiding for the next Alfred knows how many hours, I'm going to need some of that. May I take a nip of that, my man?
Oh, yeah, sure. Here you go. Hands over the flask.
Hold on. I got to check his fortitude bonuses. He's got an expert in it. Okay, he's pretty good, but he takes a nip, and you can kind of see he's not drunk, but it was more than he was expecting. Is this the super batch you've been working on, or is this your private little pocket nip?
This is gonna be the private thing. I think I want to wait until I get that into any flasks.
Okay, so he takes a hit of your private nip, and he takes it back and goes, it burns the tongue and my throat and my lungs. Why does it burn my lungs?
Yeah, this ain't smooth. This is quick and dirty hooch, my friend. Left it at the bottom of the wagon. Gonna figure out what it tastes like. Turns out it ain't half bad. But we're gonna wait on the good stuff. And there's just kind of a jug sitting in the back that Woodward's just keeping a good eye on.
Nice.
But we'll wait on the good stuff, and that'll be a little bit better for the taste.
Morel laughs and he goes, back when I was in the service, we had a phrase for that kind of drink. And he says it in Akkadian. There's this thick rolling tongue of soft and harsh consonants and vowels, and it almost sounds poetic like a song. And then when he's done saying it, he goes, well, what that means is basically, he who drinks that hates himself.
Yeah, I can see that. Until you get used to it, well, no, I'm not gonna lie, it's never good for you. It's not.
Man, I have a question. I understand that you talk to animals. At least you spend time with them, and in all my travels, I don't meet people like you. By that I mean those who are such connected with nature. I mean those connected with the military, those connected with politics and dance and war and the gods. I haven't met anyone connected with nature. What is it about nature that speaks to you? How does being you work?
Well, when you really sit down to think about it, I don't really understand how elves and gnomes find themselves in any other place. See, I came from the bottom of a tree, and I aim to stay there. There's no. I can explore. I can see the other things, but I can tell you there's a hell of a lot more to learn and a hell of a lot more to look at out in the woods than there is in any city. You've seen one brick, you've seen them all. Honestly, you hewing those things and making those marbles is taking all the character out of them in the first place. So I just kind of I find my places of interest elsewhere.
Morel takes another nip from your private stash. He starts to get a little rosy cheeked. His tanned olive skin kind of does nothing to hide the rosy cheeks that he has as he continues to share drinks with you.
Woodward got a 10 on his fortitude save. If they're sitting down and drinking, they're going to be drinking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. 10.
Yeah.
You take a hit. That warm, familiar burn starts to hit the base of your stomach and starts to travel up to your lips, and your lips from the fire of your own hooch starts to go numb. So now you're getting the numb lip feel, and your face starting to get a little, senseless.
Oh, yeah.
So you're buzzed, and you're riding the cups, and you guys are just trading shots. So he looks at you, by the way, and he says, have you ever cried to the rising sun?
Prayed? No, I've seen it quite a few times. I mean, it kind of marks when I get things done. If it's up, I'm doing things, and if it's down, I'm sleeping. So, but I can't say I've prayed to it, but I appreciate it a whole lot.
I envy you, little man. Do you know this? You are on a solar lunar calendar. So where I'm from, we only had the lunar calendar, and even then we stopped praying, we stopped worship. Oh gosh, how many thousands of years ago? We used to pray to the rising sun, and I can tell you, it is one of the most powerful things you can do. If you look at that ball of fire as it rises across the horizon and know that there is a power greater than you. And in this moment, you are greater than yourself for all but 5 minutes. It's mind-blowing. He's completely tossed, by the way. He's like, it's mind-blowing. And we're not even allowed to do it back home anymore. Not since his eyes start to glow this bright golden light, and you can actually see the purple flowers grow out of his eyes as it seems like this power is overtaking him. And he goes, not since 5,347 years ago, when King Nimrod II made all worship illegal in the sovereign city-state of Acadia. All gods were destroyed. All temples banished. All worship thrown to the fringes. We were never allowed to know the gods again. Acadia. The gods didn't make us. The Acadians did. And the flowers just kind of go back into his skull, and he kind of whips back and he goes, sorry, I had a moment. Right. Everything I just said is that stuff. It's true. Sorry.
Woodward got a 12 because he just, after seeing that, he just drinks a little bit more. You know what? I think you're trying to pray to the sun to find something a little bigger than yourself. You're looking awful far. I don't know if you need to find this place a little bit closer, but if that's all in nature as a whole. If you really look at it, I mean, you see a tree and you see its leaves, and you see maybe the birds and the animal and such, but that's a cycle, my friend, and it's all moving together whether we're here or not. So I understand you taking that time to figure out exactly where you stand with things.
Morel, I'll continue, please, sir.
But the sun's pretty far away for you to be looking.
Morel almost kind of acts like a college student who just took their first hit and then started talking Nietzsche. You know what I'm talking about? Their mind's blown and their entire world perspective is just superficially challenged. You know, there's like, so, well, what you're saying is that Afra, but all the gods, and then some of the gods, they can be as big as the sun, but sometimes they're just as small and complex as all the leaves around me. And he kind of like looks at the hay and goes, huh.
You take that where you want to, but I make a point of not naming the gods, especially after I met Shionis. Things happen when you mention them, and they have a tendency to show up more often. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is everything is intertwined, but yet itself. Not to get too big or heavy on you, but it's kind of like you're an Arcadian, but you're still Morel, right? Like, you don't represent the rest of Arcadia, and they don't represent you, but you can say you're them. That's what I'm trying to get at. Everything is just as big and as little as it needs to be in the moment.
Morel gets a very dark expression on his face. Sobriety is still not recovered from the very potent hooch. Thank God he rolled 17 die face. He's not getting worse. And he looks at Woodward with this sense, this look of honest pleading in his eyes. He's, you know, this, and he reaches out with two closed fists, shaking. He says, "But I am all of Acadia. I'm an Acadian. I carry my nation on my back everywhere I go, and I have to. They may not be all of me, but I am always all of them. That is my job."
That's a beautifully bold-faced lie he's planting there, my friend. I don't want to rock your boat all too much, but I'm gonna let you know you're making a good name for you. Arcadia is gonna have to step up to do the rest. Now, I don't want to be too harsh, but you see, you are showing they can be different. You know, the Arcadians and your people can be different. And I think that's a noble cause. And I understand you having to apologize to get yourself through the things you've seen and you've done. But at the end of the day, you can meet the nicest gnome in the world, and that doesn't mean the next one you meet isn't a dick. So I just want you to kind of let that sit, that it doesn't all sit on you. Everyone's got to be their part, got to take up their part. Everything is an individual and yet part of the cycle.
Morel chuckles and he says, "You, little man, make a very good point. And one day, when we are not in a territory that hate my people for something terrible that we've done, I might tell you the rest of the things that you don't know." And he boops you on the nose. And he goes, "But I appreciate you very much." And it's at this time that Rufa enters the turntable kind of cottage house to find Morel, all like the Rock Dwayne Johnson of his body, very drunk, and you find Woodward pleasantly buzzed.
I think it's definitely one of those things where Rufa probably makes a noise coming in because he's not trying to be sneaky, and it's them looking, and then that slow turn that you always get when you're a little bit drunk. Someone makes a noise, and you go,
Did I
kind of look over, and I think that's what he gets Woodward on top of a barrel.
Did Rufa walk into something?
Morel, who almost pitches the whole caravan or carriage, twirls around and goes, "No, you're just in time. Pony up, little man. We're getting drunk."
Rufa usually likes to keep his wits about him, but Rufa has arrived to invite Rufa's friends to the fight pits, apparently.
Oh shoot! Wait, hold on.
Apparently there will be loads of hooch and lots of punching, I expect.
Yeah, no. There's no amount of hooch that's gonna fix what Shionibus is about to do. You think? Oh no, this is not Rufa. This is not the way this should be. I can't tell you how quickly we should leave this place. Their sign says they don't like strangers.
Agrees, but Jonabas, she opted to stay, and it's not like we could leave her in this town by herself.
I'm not saying that, but if they don't like strangers, they ain't gonna like strangers to kick their ass. So we gotta get her out of this. I don't know what to.
So, as if by a cue no one gave him, Morel goes, "You know what? It's been a while. I think it's time I go to the pits." And he drunkenly jumps out of the carriage and starts stumbling in a straight line.
Rufa's going to stop him. Think, before you go, perhaps we do something about all this, just in case, because they are not exactly friendly to Arcanians in this area.
No, their sign said they ain't friendly to anybody.
True, but it specifically said Arcanians. So Rufa expects it goes double for Arcanians around this area.
Oh, right. The civil war that we instigated 3 years ago. Right. Right. I'll go back in the carriage and I will, I'll pray. I'll just pray.
Oh, okay.
You hear him loudly in the carriage going, "Dear Afra, full of grace, I would like potatoes and stew and..."
Rufa looks down to Woodward. I was just going to suggest a different outfit, but if he wishes to stay, perhaps he's in no shape to join us. What do you think, friend Woodward?
Well, here's the thing is, as much as I love seeing Morel toss a few of these guys around the ring, unfortunately, I don't think Arcadian can just get stepped aside with just the armor. It's kind of like me trying to tell you I'm an elf, and that's I don't think he's going to be able to get past that one. Another reason we should smoke this place and go.
Rufa agrees. Apparently, there is a senator we should talk to inform him about the oncoming war.
Yeah, I mean, if we have to, sure. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get the horse and the carriage, and I'm gonna sit outside the gate because that's
so you are not going to join Rufa to the fight pits to convince Chonobus, because Rufa doesn't exactly feel that Chonobus will listen to Rufa, even though he is voice of reason usually.
I want to pause right there because I have a feeling that we're going to agree or agree to disagree. But I'm going to cut to Shionibus knee deep in the fight pits. Shionibus, give me a roll to hit really fast.
Ooh. That is a... Give me a second. I had it all written down at one point. It's been so long since we've had battle.
You're welcome. I mean, you had that great fight in the sewers.
Mm-hmm. That's true. 13.
13. Okay, so we cut now to Shionibus throwing a punch in the fight pits. Now she throws a punch. One lands on her cheek first, taking her for a bit of a spin. You can kind of feel the warm metallic taste of blood in your mouth. And as you look back across this giant pit filled with dirt and sand and giant wooden beams and columns all over the place, you see one of the town locals like just kind of cracking his neck and loosening up. He's got a little bit of blood coming out of his cheek from a punch that you gave him earlier. And he's just like, all right, ma'am, I'm going to be honest. I ain't only hit a woman when we was sparring. Now that I'm fighting for real, it feels awfully weird. So please, I apologize in advance.
She's going to like put her hair up in like a high ponytail, because then it like drapes down still basically halfway down her back, like spits out blood. You sure you can take it?
And he's like, ma'am, either I win or it'll be a pleasure taking it. Swing on. Roll the hit. He's going to do the same.
15 to hit. Oh, sorry, 16.
That'll hit. He will also hit you. So give me a D4 at strength.
Ooh. Oh man, I hate rolling D4s. 4.
Not bad. He rolled a 3. So he swings a wide hook, and you get him with this heavy haymaker straight. And he tags you, but you tag him first. So as he kind of whips it on you, kind of his knuckle grace you, you see him stumble back a bit. He kind of gets his balance back. What do you do?
We are going to just like, you know, the classic like Spartan kick in Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
We're just going to do it to at least like create some space.
Go right ahead.
Ooh, that's a 14 to hit.
Give me a reflex save.
Oh, God. That is a 13.
Okay.
No,
So,
that's a 23. So sorry.
that's a major difference. Okay, so you bring your foot up, and as you're bringing your foot up and you're extending it out, this Spartan kick, you happen to see the reason why he's kind of trying to get his balance right is because with his back hand, he's scooping some sand up from the ground, and he throws some sand at your face, playing Dirty 101. And as the sand cloud just comes at you, you're able to, with your front hands, cover your eyes. So you're not blinded too. And now you come down and land, and he looks kind of frustrated that his wild card didn't plan on, or his plan A didn't work. Roll to hit again.
Are you kidding me? This is so rough. This is another 14.
Don't worry, die phase 5. So he does this giant swinging hook that misses completely. It's all desperation. What was the total hit again?
14.
Roll damage.
Ooh.
Clocking.
Another 4.
All right, Shonibus, this is probably your second fight of the day. Tell me the tale of how you knock his ass out.
So she's just going to hard, like, you know, the classic, like, jump up and just, like, clock. It's just, like, hardcore one of those, like, straight to, like, this, like, temple, like, side of the face.
Yeah. Superman punch. So you're going to Superman this hoe, right? In his noggin.
Yeah.
All right. So he throws his hook, you duck back, and you come back, you get high, and as the knuckle connects, you can see one of his eyes kind of crosses, and he kind of knocks his head and then just drops like a sack of potatoes. He is unconscious. The people who are watching the fight pits have swords and weapons raised, beer in the other, and they are screaming like, yeah! They are cheering you on. What is the fight name that you've told them you go by in the pit?
Oh, God, I didn't think this far in advance. Ooh, we'll go with the Sands.
The Sands. They're just shouting,
That's the
Sands.
best I can think of.
Sands.
I was really hoping you were
Sands.
just going to say these hands.
These hands.
I go by these hands.
I kind of wanted to be poke hands because you got to catch them all. Catch these hands.
Nice.
Anyway, so they're now shouting, Sands, 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 Sands. A woman now jumps in. She ties her hair up real fast. She kind of gets her sleeves up, ties up her sleeves, and she's like, all right, I've seen you whip the ass out of 2 idiot men. Let's see if you can fight a woman. Now, I want to pause right here really fast and go back to Morel, Woodward, and Rufa. You can hear this horrendous and amazing ruckus happen. What are you doing?
Rufa just looks at Woodward and goes, Rufa guesses that was Chonibus.
Oh yeah, we're late. Definitely late. If you thought we were, she's in it.
So perhaps we leave Fred Morel here and you join Rufa to bail out Chonibus as usual?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, shoot.
Come on, I'll buy you a drink. I'll buy you a drink with that.
Yeah, no, I don't want
I'll
the
buy you a
swill
drink
that comes
with
from
that.
this place.
All right, so sounds like Rufa and Woodward are going to watch Shonibus kick ass at the fighting pit. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
So you go to the fight, you go to the pits, and you see, you get there just in time for Shonibus to Superman punch this guy right in the head, right in the temple, and he drops like a sack of potatoes. And this other woman jump in right ahead, and she does up her hair, she does up her sleeves, and she just gets, 10 and 2. I'm going to drive this pain train. Choo-choo! And I said that.
Someone write it down. Someone write it down.
Don't write it down. I don't need any more. Look,
So,
Sidney's in.
Somebody's going to turn that into a clip. Someone's going to turn that into a clip.
Yeah,
God.
I'm doing the recap for this video. Don't you worry. That little gem won't be lost.
I was gonna say, didn't you all have a counter for every time I had a PJ-ism? There you go. 10 and 2. I'm gonna drive this pain train. Choo choo.
Oh,
Anyway.
Oh, Ian, you're sounding a little muffled there.
Am I?
A little bit. So really fast, Shonibus, what's your roll to hit?
Ooh. That's an 18.
Oh, okay. Roll damage. She missed you by a mile.
Is that a crit?
No, but it's damn close.
So close. Oh, that's 1 damage. Lame.
So she goes for a jab. She goes way over your shoulder, and you, like Muhammad Ali, kind of rope-a-dope and tag her really fast on the retreat to get more space. You tune in just in time for this moment. You guys see the whole thing. Shonibus, you can roll to attack, grapple, whatever else. You guys are still trading blows. What are you going to do?
Ooh, we're gonna grapple.
Ooh, very nice. Give me an athletics check to beat their fortitude DC.
Okay. I can do this.
Michael, what's up?
I
I'm
can't.
gonna go to the nearest person that looks like he's taking bets and go, so odds. What are they? Odds.
Odds. So you see what looks like another dwarf with a big notebook and a big pen, a big graphite, and he's scribbling. Goes, well, considering that she's on her 4th opponent and she's basically won most of her matches in 4 strikes, we have her at a 2-7 split. Basically, if you put money on her, odds favorite, but because she's new, we don't know her, we're giving her the benefit of the doubt that she may lose. So, yeah, 1 gold will either give you a 2 or 7 payout, depending on how well she does.
Rufa looks in his pocket, takes out 25 gold, and points to Chonibus. On that one.
And he goes, I like a gambling man. He gets her name, he puts 25 in the book, and then he takes her gold, pockets it, and he continues to watch the bet. I'm making a note.
Do I get a mark? Do I get a mark back?
He gives you a receipt, yeah.
Okay.
So
Always get a receipt, guys.
What?
Seriously.
Woodward's sitting there and he's going, "Hey, Rufa, you're gonna run this place out of money in 1 bet. They got a fight pit, Rufa. not a bank.
Rufa just goes, "It's business.
It's not personal. It's business. That's definitely gotta be a Rufa t-shirt. Like Rufa, it's not Rufa, it's business.
Oh no.
Anyway, what was that grapple check there, Shionibus?
That's a 15.
Okay. So the bad news is she rolled high to hit you. But the good news is you shoot the double leg takedown and drive her to the floor. So as she has this haymaker hook that would have you dead to rights, you parry as you sweep the leg, double take behind the knees, pop her up, and you drop her to the floor. Michael.
Really quick, I was wondering, will you allow this? Because I'm guessing everybody's yelling stuff into the pit, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Can I use my maybe take the case and clue in to give Chonobus a bonus, like kind of like device strategy, like hit her in the kidneys or something like that, you know, kind of you know that you're second in boxing.
Your corner man, yeah. If you're willing to, now you can have two cases: your primary case and your secondary, correct?
Yes. I am letting go of my secondary case. I still have my primary.
Cool.
My primary is the war.
Okay, so the war is still your primary case. I will allow you to drop your secondary case, which I believe was those two assailants.
Yeah.
Now your secondary case is Shionibus' ass beating in the fight pits.
Yeah.
Okay. You can absolutely give her a +1 to hit and tackle and all these other things, as you basically are her corner man.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what do I roll for that?
You don't. You just give her a +1.
Okay. Okay.
So Shionibus, you have a +1 as Rufa is now your corner man. And this is after, by the way, you've picked her up and just dump trucked her on her ass. And as her back's in the dirt and her legs are up, we're going to do round 2. She's considered flat-footed, which gives you bonuses to hit. What do you do?
We are just going to
Pound and pound.
She's going to try to dislocate one of her hips. Like if she like yanks a leg hard enough.
Okay.
Dislocate a hip.
I was not expecting that. Michael, what's up?
Yes. I was wondering, can I role play out what I'm going to yell at Chonobus?
Yes. Please yell out to her how to dislocate a hip.
Okay. Rufus watching this fight. He sees as soon as Chonobus kind of drops the other woman on her back, he notices her shoulder kind of just goes down, the other woman. Rufa could tell that's either a dislocation or possibly a tear. And he just yells out, go for the shoulder, right there, where the bone meets the socket.
Ugh. So you get a +1. If you want to dislocate either shoulder or her leg from her hip, I'm going to need another athletics check to basically hyperextend this ball joint socket out of its place.
We're going to do the shoulder. Might as well.
Shoulders are easier to dislocate.
Uh-oh. A good look or a bad look?
That's a 21.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Is that with the +1 from Rufa?
Yes.
This is literally why I was staying with the cart. This is it. We've already hit it. I came over. I've gotten to see one round, and we already need the cart.
So she rolled a 7, and it doesn't matter if she was trying to punch you or break out of your grapple, because as she flails awkwardly to get distance and to reset, you grab her arm, you take your left foot step over her hip, you place the arm on her chest, you grab it, twist it to an awkward angle, and you pull with your entire core, and you hear a horrific snapping noise and a terrible scream in pain as you have now forced her shoulder bone to dislocate from her scapula and reset in an awkward position with her collarbone. You have dislocated her shoulder with horrific accuracy. And with that, all of a sudden, this another dwarf jumps into the pit, one you haven't seen before, a whole new dwarf, and he goes, All right, all right, all right, all right. Now, I don't know nothing about everything, but I know a dislocated bone when I hear one. And while Sally may be a very strong fighter, I don't think she's going to do good with her right arm dislocated. We're going to call that done. Sally gets up. Two people have to help Sally up. They walk her off to relocate her shoulder and pay her for her winnings. This full-sized human man runs up, starts whispering the dwarf's ear. The dwarf has this sick smile, like a bad idea just crossed his head in the dark place of his skull, and he goes, All right. So, I think we can call this the last match of the evening, because y'all have to go back to daily trainings, eat your greens, eat your veggies, your food, and sleep for tomorrow. We got ourselves a special one. Little last round hootenanny for y'all that are watching. I think the Sands has proven that she belongs in the fight pit. But what about this new contestant? Two members of the city throw this large, drunk, Acadian body into the pit, stripped of his armor, stripped of his weapon, stripped of his shield, and already beaten with bare knuckles and boots bottom. And he kind of gets up looking confused, his eyes bleary from the emotional pain of suffering such blows. And the dwarf says, y'all, we all grace this evening by having an Acadian in the fight pit. I'm sure y'all remember some 3 short years ago when their magics made us slaughter one another in the name of peace. When their honey words made us turn knives in the dark and slaughter our parents, kill our children, betray our brothers and kin, and even cross into goats territory and do the same to our brother nation of goats. And when we asked them why they were doing this, they lied to us. And when we fought against them, their mighty, mighty wizards, their terrible, powerful soldiers, slaughtered us to the man, woman, and child. Also that they could have, what was it you called it, Acadian? Oh, right, you said it was for peace. So now, this champion of fight pits, this hero of Fort Raggedy, will start offering bets to fight the Acadian to the last breath. Now, the Acadian is allowed to defend himself, of course, like his people did against us. But my money's on the Sands to swallow whole this Acadian scum. We put the odds at a 10-1 favorite in honor of the Sands. And if anyone puts money on the Acadian, remember, I know where you sleep at night, and it's a small city. So, Rufa, I gotta do some quick math.
I mean, don't look at me. Rufa's smart with numbers, not me.
You have just made 275 gold, and I'm being generous. With your bet on Shionibus, the dwarf is pissed at the payout, but he goes, it's a safe bet. I can't even be mad. He hands you your money. And he goes, but I gotta warn stranger. This is what we call a loaded fight. If you don't bet again with the Sands, my recommendation is you don't bet at all and just kind of watch. And, you know, if you like to drink, I recommend drinking real heavily and hooting real loud because this here is personal. Now,
Really quick, do I see like any like a piece of rag or anything that's being tied like somewhere, like just like trash rag, you know, like an oil rag or something like that?
like a white rag?
Yeah, like a rag it's like trash. Somebody threw it away or something like that.
No, but you do see a lot of people kind of like with handkerchiefs and other such cloth rags.
Okay. All right. Rufus gonna take the money. Thank the dwarf. And kind of goes, Rufus does not feel like this will bet do this bet. He'll watch. And just goes and grabs a bottle of the highest proof hooch, like you can see,
Mm-hmm.
and just takes a piece of cloth and just like in the other hand, and just like stands next to Woodward.
Okay. Woodward, you see Morel thrown into the arena. Shonibus, your new opponent is Morel. Morel, bleary-eyed from the emotional pain of what he just suffered, looks to you, stands up, slowly raises a big right hand to his cheek, and extends a left hand outward in an open hand, and he says to you, remember, Shionibus, whatever you do against me can't be worse than telling a giant orc to kill me. You are forgiven. And he strikes this kind of lazy, groping hand, chambered right fist punch, and he's just sitting there like with this look on his face like, I don't even blame you.
She's going to look to the crowd, be like, an unfair fight? I thought you people came for a champion. Really? You want to embarrass me with this? I'm just going to play it off like he isn't worth her time.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Oh, that was going to be so good. Okay. That's a 15.
It's a 15. Okay. You're getting a mixed reaction from the crowd. Half of them think you're showboating, and they just chant louder. The other half, they're not concerned, but they're kind of like, they kind of look like their hero is now rejecting them. They're like, beat his ass. Just do it. Beat his ass. Michael.
She's going to look at Morel.
Well, I'm sorry, Kylie. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Michael.
Go ahead, Michael.
Okay. Rufa's gonna look over down to Woodward and kind of bends down and whispers, perhaps we should go get the wagon and let's go outside. And he kind of holds up the bottle and the cloth, kind of hoping that Woodward's gonna get the idea.
We're not getting out of here without a fight, bud. If you want to go grab that wagon, you can, but I'm just going to start burning buildings. I'm not entirely sure why you all thought this was a good idea, but I'm going to swing first and harder than the rest of them are ready for.
Rufus is going to whisper, yes, I know. It's kind of motions that he's gonna pour, outside, then pour, and then fire.
Yes, I'm gonna do the same, except with magic, and just get the whole thing going at once.
Okay, so I'm hearing a coordinated effort to torch half of this fort town. So
it's made of wood, ain't it?
It is. It's made of wood, dirt, sand, and trees. So here's what I need. I need to go take a 5-minute to go to the bathroom. When I get back, I need Woodwards to make either a spell attack roll, or a nature check. I'm going to need Rufa to make a perception check, and I'm going to need Shionibus to make either performance, diplomacy, or an attack roll. You can talk to the chat. Chat, please give them some inspiration. Help them to figure this out. I'll be right back in 2 minutes.
This is what happened when Mom's not around, guys.
No! The sign literally says it doesn't like outsiders or Acadians, and everyone was like, we'll go give it a shot and drink. That's literally what happened. Of course it's going to turn into this.
My idea was basically to burn down this barn or whatever we're in as a distraction while we make our escape in the wagon.
I just don't. I mean, we could get it in a wagon, but I don't think we'll be outrunning anybody in a wagon. Not all three of us in one horse.
Mm-mm. Oh, what if like one of you steals a horse while she's basically distracting the town?
We'll need,
Yeah.
That's
we don't have enough
my
people to do
biggest
that.
concern.
We don't have enough people to
Yeah.
do that though.
My biggest concern is that if she does attack, he's still not getting out of this fight pit. Like they're gonna drag him off before she even gets a chance to grab him. Not that she has 0 strength, so it's not even like she can drag him off. I don't know.
Like, honestly, like my idea originally was go outside, start a slow fire, make any smoke that's cause a distraction. Then, using
My first reaction was to shoot the dwarf.
Do it. Do it.
Like if it's gonna turn into something, we can turn it into something.
And also, I'm also kind of worried that
go
if we
big
do
or go
too
home.
much damage, our thing with Asher is going to be in jeopardy, which is kind of one of our main reasons that we're out here.
Well, they wouldn't have trusted us to begin with because we have an Acadian. It's like it was a lose-lose situation walking into this town. And so why not put the city up in flames or kill this dwarf?
Well, the fact that we have to, I think the person who actually makes the rules is a senator who is not in town.
Even better.
But if we burn down his town, he's going to be awful pissed.
I don't know.
That's if we leave witnesses, homie.
They say I'm evil.
No, they
I'm
say you're
just
lawful
saying.
evil, not full evil. So, what is the plan, my heroes?
I'm gonna shoot the dwarf.
Wait. With produce flame?
No, with my crossbow.
Oh, man, you've had this crossbow this whole time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like,
All
wait,
right.
what?
Yeah, I have a hand crossbow. I just haven't used it.
Don't you love it when you're at the table, and not the show on Tuesdays, but like in general, and one of your players just goes, "Oh yeah, you know this piece of equipment I've never used that's on my character sheet? Yeah, right there.
Somewhere in there. There it is.
I'm thinking of just starting a small fire. It's going to be mainly just smoke outside the barn or wherever this thing is called, and then getting the wagon.
Okay, so you want to start a fire in the roundhouse for while the carriages are kept.
After we get our wagon out.
Okay, so after you get your wagon out, you're going to set a fire to a roundhouse where other carriages and horses are kept.
Where the fight is.
You're going to do it in the pits where everyone is in an open air arena.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
in that open air arena.
So is Morel. A very
Well, I'm
beaten
saying
up and
what
understanding
I'm doing
Morel.
is a controlled fire, though. It's not to burn it down. It's to produce smoke.
Okay, so you're going to do a smoke, basically for lack of a better word, a smoke screen. Excellent. Give me an intimidation check. Moving right along to Woodwards. Are you actually going to shoot this guy in the head with your hand crossbow?
I'm just gonna get into the ring with my weapons drawn, and I'm just gonna point it at the dwarf who started this whole thing. I think I'm gonna pull out a crossbow and just point it at him.
Are you okay? This is important because I need the roll. Are you shooting to kill, or are you, for lack of a better word, are you intimidating? Or are you trying to actually shoot this guy?
I'm going to. I won't. I'm going to give him a choice. So I'm going to go for the intimidation.
If you're giving him a choice, diplomacy check.
Okay.
You're reasoning with him, even though you're reasoning with him at gunpoint. It's still a diplomacy check because you're not trying to scare him. You're trying to. I'm going to say diplomacy because you're trying to be political with a gun. Sharbus, what are you doing? Your opponent is one of your friends. He's beaten to hell, and he's basically giving you carte blanche to annihilate him. What do you do?
Can she tell roughly how many hits he can take before he goes down?
I'll give you a free medicine check to figure that out.
Ooh. Is that wisdom? Intelligence?
It's wisdom.
Wisdom.
That's a 19.
Nice.
Okay. So, I'll say this. I'm not going to give you his full HP, but he is bloodied. So, you can kind of guess on a scale of... I got to do math for a second. Okay. So, on a scale of 1 to 13, he's looking like he's the top end of a 13.
Oh, God. Okay, she's gonna hit,
Okay.
but she's gonna like purposefully miss. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Like,
Yes,
but
it
like
does.
make it look real, but like purposely miss. Yeah.
Give me a deception check. You're not rolling to hit. You're lying to your audience. Give me a deception check.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay. Morel has to make a perception check to kind of figure out what's going on. Hold on.
So-
He rolled kind of low. Okay, he figures it out. So we have 2 checks to check in on. I need Rufus' check. What is your check?
25.
Nice. Woodward, what is your check?
So just for clarification on this, if I haven't made my attempt yet, and Shionibus has already swung.
You are
Right?
basically making your attempt as she swings a fake punch.
Okay. Yeah. Woodward jumps into the ring. Or is jumping into the ring, or however you want to work this. And is the dwarf who started this fight and pulled him in and stuff sitting across the is he in the ring, or is he just like on the fence, or
He is kind of held within a certain wooden box so that he is on the ground floor, but he is raised and kind of separated from the fight in the box. It's like a viewing box seat for like 2 or 3
Okay.
people, but on the ground floor.
I ended up rolling a total. You said it was a diplomacy, right? So I rolled a 2. So I think Woodward gets in this ring, and I don't think there's any words. I think he just sees Woodward slowly lift his crossbow towards his booth, and that's it.
Okay.
Just there's a choice, but he's not going to even bother wording it.
So you raise your hand crossbow. You're in the arena. You're in no way threatening Shonibus or Morel, but you are making it clear you are targeting and threatening the dwarf, who's been kind of like the fight master. As he sees you, he goes, and then drops down out of view behind the wooden box, the kind of, if you will, the fight commentator box. And now he is completely covered by easily 3 to 6 inches thick wood walling. And he has made no effort to stop the fight. However, Shionis throws this huge, wide hook, and Morel, who, despite being a little drunk and very beaten up, he sees it and he kind of looks confused. He naturally parries, ducks under the blow, and gets back, and he's just kind of he's like, and then he starts kind of putting two together. He goes, he takes this low sweeping hook punch to your stomach, which couldn't connect if you jumped at it. And he's like, all right, I'm playing your game. I know what you're doing now. So you and him are basically playing a really bad game of like stage combat, fakesy punchy. And as you're doing this kind of fake sport for the crowd, suddenly a voice breaks the awkward facade. Fire! Fire! There's smoke brewing! To arms! To arms! We either being attacked or we need to move out to put out the fire! Everyone immediately drops what they're doing, pulls out their weapons, and leaves the fight pit, trying to figure out, and the smoke is billowing nice and high. And Rufa is sitting there, all aware that he has literally set a smoke screen for your escape. What do you do?
She is going to like grab Morel by the arm and just like push him to the exit as hard as she can to get him as far away as possible and like cover him and just like squares up in case anyone comes after them.
Okay, so you're basically bodyguarding Morel. I love it. Rufa, what are you doing?
I'm getting the wagons and trying to meet up with the group.
Okay, Woodward, what are you doing?
Is that guy still in that booth?
Well, he kind of. Ooh, okay. When he hears the call for a fire, he pokes his head out, trying to figure out what is happening, and he sees the smoke. So you get about maybe nose to dome of a dwarf head poking out from the wooden fight box, call box.
I'll take it.
Oh, snap. Okay, roll to hit with a, let's see, give me a -2. Roll to hit with a -2.
That's a 20.
Yes.
16 plus 4.
Heck yes.
Woodward, roll damage. You saucy dog, you.
That is 4 damage.
You see literally nose to dome of this dwarf pop up like those signs you see where it's just 2 nose and an eye over a line, like that guy.
Kilroy.
Kilroy?
Yeah.
Learn something new every day. His name is Kilroy. That explains all the trucks I see on the 405 interstate. Anyway, so you pull your hand crossbow up, you fire, and as he's there, you see the arrow gash half of his forehead. Blood shoots up from the impact as he drops. It didn't stick in the wound. Add a character, he was 1 HP away from death. So he drops, and he's bleeding profusely from the forehead, and the bolt is probably lying right next to him, covered in his forehead, blood and skin. So, Rufa, give me either a nature check or an acrobatic reflex save.
Let's see. I will do reflex.
All right.
Ooh. 26.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Expert in reflex.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, God.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
so
It's a
good.
strong suit.
Oh. Expert is so good. So, the carriage pulls up just as the bolt takes off a chunk of the fight caller dwarf's forehead. Morel is being bodyguarded by Shionibus. You see Rufa pull up in his carriage. Rufa, call to your fellow heroes. What do you say?
Go, go, go! Fly, you fools! Fly!
You shall not pass. Anyway, so you all jump into the carriage. I'm assuming, unless there's something else. Yes, Woodward. Oh, Dark.
Oh
Woodward.
man.
This is bad.
Woodward's gonna get up to that box, and is that guy still conscious?
He is. Hold on. He is conscious, but he is not coherent.
Okay.
He's a little he's like dazzled one. He's like, what the hell's going on?
Cool. I heal him for 5 hit points, and I lift him up. I lift him up by the like his collar or his jacket or anything that he has on him. And I look straight at him and I said, "Remember, Arcadians have friends." And he just throws him down on the ground and goes off to the cart.
So you stand up for the Acadian. Shionibus, I'm assuming you grab Morel's just beefy, half unconscious body.
Yeah, so she grabs Morel in one hand, her weapons in the other, and is just huffing it as fast as she can.
You jump in the carriage, the lot of you. As you leave, a simple look back behind you, or even just listening, would tell you there is a town in panic trying to address a smoke fire that they think is a roaring inferno. And the dwarf fight caller and one other human stand at the south exit of Fort Raggedy, and they start shouting at you, calling you traitor, calling you bastard, and calling you an Acadian lover. And that if you were ever come back to Fort Raggedy, you will be met with iron. But screw that place.
Yeah. I literally have no problem with any of that. I'm not worried about it. Sure.
Everyone give me a perception check.
Not today. I got
16.
a 13.
See, Michael, what was yours?
16.
16, not bad. Shionibus.
27.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Once Fort Raggedy of Asher fades off in the dusty horizon of your rear view, and you can see Alona tending to the wounds and injuries Morel probably suffered voluntarily because he couldn't bring himself to strike these people in self-defense, believing he deserved it. You can't help continuing forward into now setting sun, night soon be upon you. You can't help but feel you're still being watched. And with that, that is where we will end episode 16 of Edge of Legends, as the heroes strike out on their first day. I mean, you did what you thought was right. You're a hero in your mind.
Oh, yeah.
So, your very first day, tip of the spear, you are trailed by forces you do not know who are still trailing you. You run into a fort, set half of it ablaze, and get into this very awkward situation that means you're now no longer allowed in Fort Raggedy. But that's only like what, 5% of the world? Who cares? Who cares?
I just want to point out, he didn't set half of it. Rufo didn't set half of it ablaze. He just did a smoke fire. Basically, tossed some stuff in a trash can and made smoke come out.
Okay, so
He lied to a town.
domestic terrorism. Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. For a
So
good cause.
For a great cause,
What?
protecting your NPC friends.
One man says terrorist, the other says freedom fighter.
I mean, I don't want to say it, but sure, hashtag 2020.
It's the hard.
And also, technically, we're now, 250 gold richer?
You
True.
275.
75, yeah.
275.
And also wanted Can we just not forget that little piece?
Yeah, we're wanted by the backwater people of wherever the hell we are.
Ouch. First of all, Fort Raggedy of the territory of Asher and Adelphon Empire, sir. How dare you?
Oh,
Okay, so before we go to our exit introductions and call it a night, I would love to one more time open up voting for everyone. I've been terrible with technology and have accidentally, not recently, thank God, but like early in the show, I accidentally reset the voting. So I will give about 5 or 10 minutes for anyone to make any last minute votes. The votes are in, but I will still allow some last minute votes on what Ian is going to play in our Halloween campaign. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us for episode 16. It was crazy. I did not expect the first episode as tip of the spear. None of that. That was fun. That being said, while you guys are voting, we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a quick announcement, and we're gonna do some exit outros, and then call it a night. So. Quick reminder, Halloween episode's not going to be the 30th, which is next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that, which I believe is the 7th. So starting October 7th, we're going to be starting the Halloween one-shots for the entire month of October. They will feature 4 episodes, The Nightmare of Daltonshire, each one dealing with a different potential cosmic horror entity, as our heroes, not affiliated with these fine folk, but different heroes, members of the Compass Rose, try to learn and survive for the greater cause of the world. And the winner, and by that I mean the poor SOB who survives, will not only become a canonical NPC in the world, but I will buy the player, if they're into it, a decent bottle of bourbon. Much
Wow.
like our friend Woodward, we are playing for hooch. So, the winner will receive a canonical living piece of this world, and of course, a piece of about 30 to 45% proof alcohol. That being said, so the 30th, September 30th, is going to be our last game before Halloween. And as a special announcement, the 30th will have a new player. That's right, Edge of Legends has found a 5th member of these heroes that are going to travel the world. We're going to have a guest appearing and joining us in combat, a friend of ours, Sam Sanchez. She has a wonderful character lined up for you all from a whole little section of the world that we've mentioned, but you have never even seen. And we are going to let that be a surprise day of, and I hope you like it. Let's just say it's going to be luchatastic. That being said, let's do our quick exitros, and then I will check the vote. Starting off with the killer and healer of Fight Dwarves, Woodward. Ian, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hey there, my name's Ian. I play Woodward. As you've seen tonight, you can find me at Scoutmaster of the Troop on Instagram, and you can kind of weave your way through the networks of the interwebs to find me anywhere else. If you want to check anything out, speaking of October, my girlfriend and I run a small shop called Witch and Heathen, where we make candles, and we have plenty of candles for the season, specifically some that are going to be in cauldrons if you're feeling a little spoopy yourself. So come check us out at Witch and Heathen and look for our October scents. Thanks, guys.
Very nice. And Mr. Michael Powell, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hey, everybody. I am Michael Powell, and my social media is at Mr. Kapow. That's MRKAPAO. You can also find me on my Facebook, which is facebook.com/Michael Powell Does Stuff, because I do a lot of stuff. And my new YouTube channel, which is Fantastic Tales of Adventure. Oh, and by the way, this Saturday on the Toyzilla Network Twitch channel, I will be interviewing the voice actor of Hiei, who from Yu Yu Hakusho, or Emperor Pilaf. He was also Android 17, all that good stuff.
Can't wait. I can't wait. I love check. Is it Hubert or Hebert? Because I know there's Kyle Hubert or Hebert, and I always get their last names confused.
Not Kyle.
As Chuck, not Kyle. I always get their last names confused. And that being said, Kylie, please tell us who you are and where we can find you on that sweet, sweet internet.
Hi, I'm Kylie, or Kai. It really doesn't matter. You can find me at Kai's Wonderful Life on Instagram, TikTok. Twitter's a little different because there's too many characters in my name. So it's Kai Wonderful Life with one L instead of two. It's complicated. Coming just day after our first one shot, I will be heading up to Utah, to Pleasant Grove, Utah, to attend Evermore Park. That has their brand new lore season. It's basically their whole Halloween season, and it's supposed to be fantastic. So if you're ever in the either Salt Lake City, Park City, Pleasant Grove area, come check it out with me.
I'm so jealous. I want to go. I need to get my pink gambeson done. I have someone making a second pink gambeson for me, and once that's done, I will throw my silly soldier boy everywhere with that pink gambeson on. So one of these days. That being said, my name is PJ. You can find me everywhere at pj.megaw. When I'm not here on Wednesdays for Edge of Legends, I'm also here Tuesdays at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time for At the Table with my man, Michael Powell, where we talk about tabletop books, everything Paizo's doing. We just recently did an episode going over the playtest materials for the Summoner, which, Michael Powell, you will be playing a Summoner in the Halloween game, right?
We'll play a spoopy summoner.
That's right. Summoner can get crazy powerful. I think we talked about it in the show. If you don't know about it, please check out our YouTube. You can YouTube Edge of Legend or Nat 20 Productions, all one word. Find it all there. And when I'm not here Wednesdays and Tuesdays, Friday at 7 p.m., I am playing with Life Action Roleplay here on Twitch. Again, that's Twitch, Life Action Roleplay, as we play Secret. It is it's the sequel to Arcana High, which was from the old show Maze Arcana, where we played D&D characters in high school. Only this time, now we're in college, community college. And we'll see what kind of crazy trouble I can get into as the half-elf bard, Kaelrin, who has lost a lot of his riches and has lost none of his, I guess you could say, Yaskierness. So if you like a half-elf pretending he's the bard from Witcher, come check us out Friday, 7 p.m. I'll be there being an a-hole. And before we call it a night, let's see where the voting is at, where you fine folks have voted.
Ooh.
Checking the vote, I'm going to refresh the vote and not delete anything. All right. It's official. At 0 votes, Kobold Ranger is off. With a tie for 3 votes each, the Kobold Sorcerer and Champion unfortunately had to settle for second best, which means the winner at 4 votes is the Kobold Alchemist. So, Ian,
Nice.
you're now playing, until I kill it terribly, you're now playing a Kobold Alchemist. And I look forward to seeing you make that character.
Awesome.
So should we
I'm
go
so
around?
excited, guys.
I'm so excited to see this. Should we go around and say now who we're playing?
Ooh, you know what?
guess
Let's do that.
y'all do.
Let's do that, and then we will revisit that conversation again on the 30th, because that will be the last Edge of Legend until November, when the spoopiness is gone. So, Ian, you're playing a Kobold Alchemist. And Michael, tell us what you're playing.
I will be playing I haven't decided on a race actually yet, just that they're going to be a summoner, and he's going to be spoopy. Maybe
Spoopy Summoner.
things we do in Shadow spoopy.
Ooh.
Oh, I prepare my Nandor impression. This freaking guy. I'll work on it. Anyway, Kylie, what are you playing?
I will be playing something that's far less, I feel, spooky than everyone else, but it's going to be a half-orc monk who's going to have some kind of maybe family curse involved that she has to work through, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see indeed. And next week we will have Sidney, who can also tell you what she'll be playing if she wants to. She might want to keep it a secret. And we will meet the 5th and new player of Edge of Legends, Sam Sanchez. So please tune in next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We look forward to seeing you and all the crazy stuff that's going on. Shout out to the chat. The raid was amazing, you guys.
Yep.
Tabletop rules. You were
Yes.
amazing.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much. Malice, thank you for giving me a solid laugh with the quick mention of the family trees here look more like telephone poles. I laughed so hard at that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I would like to also point out the link for our Discord is in chat. I've been posting that up in the chat like 3 times now, I think.
Yes, if you want to join us in our Discord right now, we're going to just kind of be growing and talking about the 2 shows we have. But later, as we get more subscribers, we're going to start having secret special content locked away behind subscriptions. Conversations with us, the players, and the DM or the GM will be there. And maybe, who knows, if you want to put up some fan art, you can put it there for everyone to see, and we'll give you a shout out in chat.
And if you want us to make a channel or something, let us know. We'll definitely consider it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
or fan fictions. Don't forget your fan fictions.
Oh yeah, apparently
Yes.
Woodward. They want a Woodward and Morel fan fiction now.
I
Oh,
need
do
this
they?
in my life.
All right. I should say, on our next chill vibe session, which might be episode 21, might be a little later, we're gonna read all the fanfics. We're gonna have a Q&A, and we're gonna discuss plot and characters, and
Nice.
we're gonna read the fanfic. So if you want
Love
to
it.
have your fanfic read, please send it to us. We want to, with your permission, and if it's really good, we want to read it to everyone. We want to enjoy what you write.
Yeah. Oh, will we be rating anybody tonight?
Ooh, actually, I don't know. I don't know anyone's rating this late. If you know anyone rating this late who does Pathfinder or any sort of tabletop RPG stuff, please place it in the chat, and we'll be more than happy to raid them on your behalf.
I also want to point out this post that actually our Woodward friend posted up. This is the township of Nope.
Yep.
I saw that, and I have to give chat a hero point for not only making a Leslie Nope joke, but saying that I quoted Ron Swanson, which I may or may not have done. The man is just truly an inspiration to everyone. So chat gets a hero point for that. I see Mahooch excited about fanfic. Oh, yes, indeed. And Lady Altarael, I'm probably butchering your name, lady. I apologize. But yes, please knock a cup back for us and send us a fanfic.
Oh,
chance.
and good night, Pengu.
Night,
Oh, yeah.
Pengu.
Good night.
Sleep well, Pingu. Sleep well, girl.
And definitely, Rufus and I are both sipping tea.
Sipping that tea. All right. Gosh, so I guess with all of
Campfire
that,
conversations are going to get a little rough after this little go.
oh boy.
Yeah.
Note to self, campfire about being beat up in town.
Oh, Reap Psyche has a
Aw.
suggestion to raid someone.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, friend of his.
Oh dude, let me
Sounds
take a look
good.
at that, Rip Psyche.
Playing
Absolutely.
No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah.
I've heard good things
wait,
about that.
Wait, I know Blythe. I would love to raid her show and support her. Absolutely. Let me raid
Yeah.
Blythe right
Go,
now.
let's do it.
Nice.
We're gonna raid Blythe, and we're gonna let her know that
Good
she's
night,
awesome.
lady.
Good
well.
night.
Oh wow, 7:24
good-
a.m.
Morning.
Good
Pengu.
morning. Question
It's
mark?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
It's not morning until I wake up. Okay, everyone, we're gonna be rating. Love you so much. We're gonna be rating in 3, 2, 1.
Hit the button.
All right, we got 4, 6, 7, 9, 14, 15. And it looks like 15. There we go. That's so awesome. We get to support Blythe. I love Blythe.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I do know her.
Yeah, we